Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
Well, what's going on, people? It's Flight Sports TV. I appreciate everybody for checking with me. Right now, we got ourselves playoff basketball. We're in the fourth quarter, 8:41 to go. Ladies and gentlemen, Luka Doncic ain't ready to go on his fishing trip. We got playoff basketball. Playoff basketball continues, ladies and gentlemen. You already know what it is. We're getting into it right now. Luka Doncic is electrifying. Will it be enough? 89-103. It seems to be an uphill climb. It's not looking good, ladies and gentlemen. It can all end tonight. Playoff basketball continues. Golden State, they're running up the scoreboard. We will be giving you post-game coverage as well. Like I said, let me know. Oh, Dinwiddie, what's that? That's for that count? Yeah, I think Dinwiddie just hit a 4-point play, ladies and gentlemen. I said this game going left and right. I don't know how this shit gonna end. It's a good one, ladies and gentlemen. You got Andrew Wiggins out here validating why he was the number one pick in the goddamn draft. Look what the world has come to. Andrew Wiggins, 93-106. 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. It's truly going down right now. I'll give it to Looney. Looney dump it down. Oh, damn, they can't get no stops. See, that's Dallas' biggest problem. They can't get no stops. They answer is to come down and try to score. That's the answer to get back in this game. They need to get some stops. They need to compound stops. The answer is not Luka Doncic to shoot 30 feet shots all goddamn night. That's not the answer. The answer to success is for them to get some defense. They got to make some major decisions. Even if they were to somehow win, which is not looking likely, they got to make some decisions. It's big decision time up there in Dallas. You let go of Porzingis, which was like an addition by subtraction, but you lost defense. And it's starting to show right now when you go against some of the top teams out west. Give Golden State credit, man. Nobody thought Golden State would get back to this point. When they lost Curry, when they lost Durant, they thought it was all she wrote. But the Golden State Warriors find themselves on the cusp of the NBA Finals, validating and making Kevin Durant look silly. If they win the championship this year, it's not going to be a good look for Kevin Durant's legacy. Let me know your thoughts on that. 95-108. 7 minutes and 22 to go. Fourth quarter basketball. You got a crossover. The Golden State Warriors got the right. Vinny Smith tried to intercept the pass. And give credit. 13-point game. 7 minutes to go. 7:09. There's plenty of time, y'all. Don't count out Dallas. Let's see if they can get some stops. The offense ain't the problem. Oh, okay, they just got to stop, y'all. Let's see what they do with it. Finally, they get a stop. Dinwiddie for 3. And he was fouled. There you go. Dallas getting in the game. Big play. 98-108. They can cut the lead down to 10. This is a big play right here by Spencer Dinwiddie. People don't give Spencer Dinwiddie no credit. He nice. Spencer Dinwiddie, he's often overlooked for whatever reason, but I mean, it is what it is. 96, 108, 6:53 to go. Spence hits the first free throw. Let's see what we do with that. Let's see if they can make something happen. He hits the second free throw. Oh my goodness, he misses the third. So you can't afford to miss no free throws at this point. It's free buckets. You're gonna hurt yourself. That was big, man. That was a big time miss right there. It could have been a 10-point game. Oh man, see? Now it went back to 13. You got Andrew Wiggins turning back the clock. Sad part is when Wiggins got traded for D'Angelo Russell, people thought that shit was a waste. Who the hell they got Wiggins for? Who the hell is that? Doncic. See, Doncic think he gonna take these wild, hard-ass step backs. And that's the answer. That's not the answer. That's not the key to this. Klay Thompson, they playing with fire right now. And Dallas just fouled. They got a foul on the floor. I don't know what the hell is going on. Dallas pissing this one away. They don't want this game. 97-110. 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. My man Klay Thompson missed a three. He been a little short. He got to get his shit together, especially in the NBA Finals. I'm telling you right now, this Klay Thompson shit, it is half-assed and ain't going to work against Boston. Or Miami. Shout out to Miami Heat fans. They're not out of it yet. It ain't over. Or Luka Doncic, what are you going to do? Try to take a three? They don't need to start chucking threes. Oh, man. See, Luka, that was a tough shot. Luka trying to do a fucking turnaround over 2-3 people. I mean, damn. You got to give yourself a chance. Timeout like Golden State. We got a commercial break. 97-110. 5:28 to go in the fourth quarter. Still plenty of time for a comeback. It's definitely not over. There's a whole lot of basketball to play. Let's see what happens. We got a commercial break right now. We got ourselves a good game. Playoff basketball continues. It's not over. I want to salute to everybody in the chat that's watching and not making themselves visible. We love you. We appreciate y'all. We couldn't do it without the people, man. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of trickery going on. You know, YouTube is a funny game, but I like to play this shit. I love this shit. It's a fun game. We got a commercial break right now. NBA Finals, I'm telling you, we're weeks away. Well, it was next week. Another week or two. No LeBron, no Durant. No. I'll tell you what, Draymond gonna be talking cold-blooded shit. They gonna win another championship. I'm telling you, let him go get another one out of these things. Draymond ain't gonna know how to act. Somebody, he was a dynasty. They was a dynasty. Draymond gonna be the most biggest shit talker in the NBA. They win this championship. Well, look out for Draymond Green. They win this one. He's gonna be able to tell his ass nothing. Commercial break right now. Luka Doncic is a great player. You know, I wonder what's the perfect co-star for Luka Doncic. You know, because shout out Thunder and shout out Basil. I wonder what's the perfect co-star for Luka Doncic. What's the right fit? Because the Chris Snacks situation didn't fit. It seemed to be looking like it's working in Washington. You know, it seemed like there's some bright spots there that could work itself out. I'm trying to figure out how a guy and Luka Doncic, who was such this generational passer, playmaker, triple-double machine, he couldn't find somewhere to get my man Chris Snacks situated. Somebody said he need Jaren Jackson. Jaren Jackson? Flight, yeah, it's a fact. Flight Luka needs a co-star. That's big facts. He need a fucking co-star. That's old news. We back. And it's crazy. Mike Brown. Salute to Mike Brown. I can't believe he got a job. I can't believe it. I guarantee you he fails in Sacramento. I'm almost 100% for certain that shit gonna go up in smokes. Watch. I'm about to say this dude Wiggins on his bullshit. Klay Thompson. Almost Curry would have made that. Salute to Garrett. Salute to everybody in the chat. We got ourselves a hell of a show tonight. We live. It can all end tonight. Who's going fishing? You know, don't feel sorry for these guys. These dudes going on vacation. You know, they really about to live it. You know, so you don't gotta feel no type of way for these guys. I would not be upset. I would not be hurt. Understand? It's looking crazy. It's crazy. It's not looking good. 97-110, 4:36 to go. Steph Curry, guarded by Vinny Smith. You got the screen coming through right now. No, that's Reggie Bullock. He should have stayed in New York. You know he was wrong for that. He fit perfectly out there in New York. What the hell was his problem? It's a closeout Klay. Yeah, Klay, he got to get his act together going into the finals. I'm not saying he playing like shit, but I mean, he ain't playing to the best of his ability. This dude could be doing so much more than he's doing. $97-110. You got Brunson shaking and baking, gives it to Luka. Luka with a step back, and he made it. 10-point game, 4 minutes to go. There's a whole lot of basketball playing. But the problem is they're not getting the stops. And that shot that Luka Doncic made was a tough shot. I don't see how you're not getting stops and all your shots are tough shots. I mean, you're putting yourself behind the 8 ball, in my humble opinion. See, and they can't get the stops. They keep scoring. So you cut the lead to 10 with 4 to go, and then Draymond gets a layup. I mean, which way? How are you trying to win? Who the fuck trying to win? 110, 112. This is how I go in the playoffs, man. Motherfuckers get exposed. Dallas getting exposed. They ain't got no defense. They ain't got no big man. And they take a lot of tough shots. So they need to get some innovation. See, they can't even get a goddamn rebound. And then Klay Thompson gets a 3. You say you had Chris Snacks out there. That ball, you're not going to get 3 offensive rebounds. Golden State literally got like 3 offensive rebounds. That's scandalous. Shout out CWE, Bed-Stuy. Salute to everybody in the chat. Luka Doncic is looking like he's on his way to go to his fishing trip. You got Reggie Bullock just got the rebound. Luka Doncic is being hounded by Andrew Wiggins. Wiggins proving why he was that number 1 overall pick. Oh, Doncic with another step back three. It was in and out. See, he playing himself. 102, 115, 2:15 to go in the fourth quarter. Steph Curry with the rock, shaking and baking on Bullock. I was about to say, what kind of shit? That was disrespectful. Oh, Curry with a three? Oh, my goodness. Yeah, they violating. It's over. It's over. Dallas had a good season, but it's over. Look, I give Luka Doncic credit. It seemed to be that he took a step up forward once they traded Chris Snacks. So we got to pay homage to that. We got to. So he wanted that. He wanted to be the guy, obviously. He wanted Chris Snacks going. He was dead weight. I'm telling you, a lot of people are going to be in the running for a big man. We look at we're Hornets fans, right? We love the Charlotte Hornets. We know LaMelo Ball, he needs a big man out there in Charlotte. So does Dallas. When you look at some of these top centers in the league, which option is more attractive to them? You understand? I think they shouldn't sleep on Charlotte, but I'm telling you right now, it's all but over with. Guys like, what's my man out there in Utah? That dude is going to be a bidding war. It's going to be all hands on deck for Gobert. And once Gobert get off the market, who's the second big man? You understand? That's what I'm saying. People going to be on these big men like hawks. You understand? You might not even be able to pick up by the time you get to your rounds. You're going to get the scraps. You're going to be getting some nobodies. You're going to have to make shit something. 102, 118, 2 minutes to go. It's fishing time for the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks have officially gone fishing. And it's sad. But I mean, to be honest with you, everybody is going to lose. Everybody going to get eliminated. There's only one team that's going to make it to the final. Win the whole championship. Somebody said Nico happy tonight. Yeah, his Golden State Warriors won it. So that's a big key. And number one, his front, he going to have to get my man situated in terms of Klay Thompson. This Klay Thompson situation ain't going to work. It just ain't going to work. You got to eventually figure this shit out. And if they don't figure this shit out, they're going to be in serious trouble. But nonetheless, Luka Doncic is officially on his way to vacation. It's got to be some moves made this offseason. Give Jason Kidd a whole lot of credit. I think Jason Kidd learned a whole lot from the past 10 years. I think it validated that he should have had a job a long time ago. It took Luke, my man, Jason Kidd. It took Jason Kidd a long time to get another job. It's like they went through all these proper channels, to screw him over. You understand? But it is what it is. But Luka Doncic is going fishing, ladies and gentlemen. I wonder what Porzingis is doing right now. But it's nothing Porzingis can really say, man, because, what the hell did you do? I wonder what the hell Rick Carlisle got to say. Well, I'll tell you one thing. They got way further with the president of the Coaches Association. You had Chris Snacks, and look how far they got just like this. So it's proven to me that they're going to have to they need help. They need help. There's no other way to slice it. They need help. The Dallas Mavericks are in big trouble. Big fucking trouble. Because next season, in the Western Conference, the motherfuckers going to be retooling. The Lakers, I'm not saying everybody, we can't count the Lakers out. But look at the Clippers. Not too long ago, the Clippers was, that team. And out west, you're gonna have a fucking Kawhi Leonard who ain't played all season. Paul George played like a week or two, a few games, and look how good he looked in the playoffs. So how the hell you think they're gonna be playing next season? So a lot of these teams that was in these positions, like Memphis, like Dallas, like Dallas, the Dallas know that they happy as hell they had to avoid the Clippers because they had to face the Clippers. You knew how that would have went. It would have been night. They would have put their asses out, like a bad habit, I'm telling you. But I mean, it is what it is. We'll never know. But bottom line is next season is going to be fierce out west and out east. So this was the year, man. A lot of teams dropped the ball. I'm telling you, Chicago, if they was on point this season, they could have stole something. I think next year is going to be an uphill battle, especially if guys aren't healthy. So this was the year, man. This was the year to shock somebody. Next season, he ain't catching nobody off balance. But give these dudes credit. Look at Draymond out here dancing and shit, shaking his ass. Pause. This dude Draymond, he just feeling good. He gonna win the championship thinking he the finals MVP. That's the sad part. Draymond gonna be running around here like he the finals MVP, y'all. But give credit to Draymond. He's an underappreciated player. He was an all-star at one point in time, but that's not the case anymore. It's definitely went through his time. That's wild. Yeah, so salute to Basil. He said, I agree, flight west and east going to be loaded. Yeah, next season is going to be something serious. So we're going to have to bring our A game next year. But I'm going to give you a little post-game report. I'm going to give you all a short post-game report. Yeah. Salute to Traverse. He says Nico burning incense at his Klay Thompson altar tonight. Yeah, it's looking bad. Klay Thompson. It's sad out there. But I'm telling you, next series he will get exposed. They're not going to beat none of them two teams with that dude sitting there like that. It's just not going to happen. When you got this guy basically playing like shit, just hitting it. To be honest with you, Dallas is trash. To be the defense, they giving this series to him basically. The Golden State Warriors are so experienced that it's truly a joke. It's truly a joke. Salute to Basil. He said facts. It's wild, man. But let me read some of these stat lines to you guys. I'll bring the stat lines to you because this was a nasty performance tonight. The only hope was Luka Doncic going out there and just going crazy. That was the last hurrah, in terms of anything. That's the only thing. Salute to Dex. I see everybody in the building. I'm giving you guys a post-game report on the Dallas Mavericks. It's a long ways away from. To give them credit though, nobody expected them to even get to the conference finals. So I know we could crucify them and kill them now, but nobody even expected them to be here in the first place. Powell had 3 points. Luka Doncic had 28 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists in 40 minutes. Dorian Finney-Smith had 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. Jalen Brunson had 10 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. Give credit to Spencer Dinwiddie. He was a key contributor tonight with 26 points and 4 assists. Like I said, it was just a nasty performance. Salute to Basil. He says, yes, absolutely. And that's another situation where Chris Paul drops the ball and, like I said, for not only fucks over himself, but fucks over the NBA. It's just crazy, what took place. with Chris Paul, the situation that happened with the Clippers when they were supposed to face the Golden State Warriors. This is the second encounter, where Chris Paul pisses away and fucks up history. And it's truly just sorry. We all know this should have been a seven-game series in the conference finals. It was nowhere in hell we were supposed to get this series. Where you got this was bullshit. This was a waste of time. And it was truly disgraceful. The only way the Dallas Mavericks had a shot in this series was if Luka Doncic went out of his mind. That was the only way they would have won. I of course I wanted Dallas to win, but I knew it would be an uphill battle. I know this last series, even though they beat Phoenix and Dallas don't play no defense. They just trade in buckets. They defense is more offense. And that's why the Golden State Warriors are going to run into hell when they get out to the NBA Finals, because the Boston Celtics play defense like their life is on the line. The Miami Heat, they play defense like their life is on the line. So they're going to see a different approach that they haven't seen in some time, and it's going to get them offset. But they will figure things out, but they will suffer some adversity. We got Quiz, NYC. What's the deal, Quiz? Talk to the people.
What's good with you? What's good with you, Flight?
I can't call it. We sitting here talking. We politicking, talking basketball right now. What's your thoughts, man? We got Luka Doncic is on the fishing boat. He done fired up the boat.
The boat's fired up.
Occupants with him. Let me know your thoughts on this game tonight, man, and this overall series, because that is over.
First off, salute to the Western Conference champs, Golden State Warriors, going back to the NBA Finals with home court advantage, presumably. They've had a great season. They've gone through a lot of adversities. You know what I mean? They've dealt with injuries. They've showed perseverance, and they've shown that they have the heart of a champion. So first off, salute to them.
Right, facts.
Second off, the Mavericks are. Listen, I'll be completely honest with you. I'm impressed with the Mavericks for getting as far as they got with the team that they have. I really thought when they traded Porzingis, I thought they were actually going the opposite direction, and they went. You know what I mean? And this series showed them what they need, what they need, especially to work on. I feel as though their interior defense, shot blocking presence really wasn't there. They don't have as much athleticism at the wings. I feel as though Jordan Poole and Steph Curry were pretty much able to penetrate and go to the hole at will. Even Wiggins a little bit. So honestly, I feel as though the best team won this series, and I'm looking forward to seeing a competitive finals. No matter who plays against the Warriors, the Warriors been here before, so I got to kind of give them a little bit of an edge. But I'm looking forward to seeing what happens from here.
Yeah, good point, Quiz. We got the Zen Master. Oh boy, what's the deal, y'all? What's the deal?
Yeah. They got my man Sean Livingston out there presenting the first ever
Irvin
Lord. Magic Johnson.
Yes, sir.
I got to see
Western
this. I moved
Conference.
away from the TV. I need to see what's going on.
Yeah, they're giving out the trophies right now. Flight, you need to.
I'm looking at.
watch
I'm going
this.
back to the TV right now.
All I could say is the whole damn yay. That's all I could say. Yay. That's our town, baby. That's the town and the city. Salute the Bay. Salute the Yay area.
So salute to the Yay area. You're absolutely right, man. But you look like. Are you ready to just shoe in the Boston Celtics, or can we just move ahead, or we need to just hold off?
I don't want to make assumptions.
Yeah, once you start moving ahead, some crazy shit happen, right?
Yeah, but we could talk about the Heat, and that's probably more important than the Celtics right now because the Heat are just dead.
They
You
are.
think so?
Yeah, they look dead. Their dead leg. Jimmy Butler's struggling. He's suffering with an injury.
I ain't gonna lie. I want to see Boston.
Yeah, it would be ugly at this point if Miami got there. Well, maybe with a week off they'd be all right, but they're struggling physically, and then they don't really have the offensive prowess.
Al Horford versus Draymond.
Al Horford versus Draymond, but there's gonna be
That
a lot of
matchup
switching.
that's gonna be fireworks.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of switching too. But I'm just looking forward to see how this goes. I just look at the matchups. Wiggins is the one that concerns me, but I think Tatum on Wiggins is a good matchup for Boston.
Let me tell y'all something right now about Golden State. Let Klay Thompson roll in there on this bullshit on Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown if he want to.
Right.
Let him come out here and have these lackluster performances against them too. He will get exposed out there. I'm telling you.
Steph Curry, in particular, has been lackluster.
Boston play defense. They're gonna figure something out on him.
Yeah. So I mean, if you ask me, of course I picked Boston to win it all before the playoffs. So I got to ride with who I rode with. But it ain't like the Warriors are gonna be eating it easy out. So I'm saying Boston in 7. Because I respect the Warriors that much that
no, it ain't gonna be easy. Boston ain't gonna wipe out. Let me tell you, this ain't gonna be easy. You know, it's gonna be a competitive series because Golden State play defense too, and Golden State run up the scoreboard on any defense. You know, and they're a championship team, so they're gonna fight it out with Boston. But I think Boston can answer them. I think Golden State, if they flex their muscle, they could wipe Miami off the court. You know, I think if Golden State flex their muscle, I think Boston might could match them.
Now, Steph just got the Irvin Johnson Trophy on a night that he was 5 for 17.
What the hell is this? What they giving out?
Points.
What is another trophy?
It's another participation trophy for this generation.
Yeah.
This is the conference final MVP. The Irvin Johnson Conference Final MVP. The other one.
So what about the East?
The Larry Joe Bird Conference Final MVP.
Oh wow, who are gonna be? Jason Tatum?
Probably, unless Jalen goes off tomorrow, and that'll be 2 games in a row that Jalen kind of went off.
Man, they need to go back to divisions. They giving us shit. I remember when divisions meant something in the NBA.
Right.
They coming out with all kind of awards.
Yeah, that's why I said Nico messing around. Some kid is going to be 10 years from now, 20 years from now. Right. Some kid's going to be like, LeBron ain't got no conference MVPs.
Facts.
He should have got all of them.
Facts.
That's the argument they're going to be having while I'm gone.
Hey, man, it is what it is.
Aisha over there looking thick.
I still feel as though, I like the Celtics, and I think that they're going to definitely give a different challenge to the Warriors. And I don't even think that they can't beat the Warriors, but I still got to give a little bit of edge to the Warriors, being that they have that experience, have been there a few times. You know what I mean? They're going on championship number 4. I can't count them out, but I definitely would like to see the Celtics come over there and smack them in the mouth.
Hey, I just found out today while I was in the city that the entire Boston Celtics coaching staff is from the city of Portland. They all went to Jefferson High School with Ime.
Wow. Crazy.
That's some shit.
I like Ime, man. I really like Ime, to be honest with you. He's a very impressive. This is his first year head coaching.
Yeah.
Zen?
Included Damon Stoudemire. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep. Ain't that nuts? First year head coach to the finals. Well, hopefully to the finals. But I know Nico's happy because his man C Captain came off tonight. Klay Thompson, 8 for 16, 32 points. That's 2 points a shot. That's what you call perfect.
How do you see Jordan Poole matching up with the Celtics, Zen?
He's a piece, but he's a young piece. A shooter, prone to errors, definitely prone to mistakes. Like I said, Wiggins is the one that concerns me.
Well,
Say again?
Why does he concern you?
Because I think they'll prioritize Steph and Klay well enough. And the Celtics perimeter defense is great. Wiggins can get you in the mid-range and he can get you at the cup. Better than Klay and Steph by far. So he's the one I'm worried. If he goes off and it's the Celtics, that he's a problem. That's an all-star. He's consistent. He's a problem. Right. So you figure 1 and 2 you can neutralize or at least counteract. It comes down to the 3, and for Boston, the third offensive player or the third option would be you got Tatum, Brown, and then who specifically?
No, you're right about that. Who guards Steph Curry if you Boston? Pritchard?
Nah.
Marcus Smart.
Smart.
Oh shit. Yeah, Boston. I think Boston gonna win this.
Probably.
Yeah, I asked about Jordan Poole
Let's go
for a
back
reason,
next.
though, Zen.
Why's
Because,
that?
well, I mean, I know Smart's gonna probably be mostly picking up, Steph. I'm pretty sure you're probably gonna get on Klay Thompson. Probably gonna see Jaylen Brown, right?
On Clay, yeah, I would imagine so. 6'5" on 6'7" makes sense.
I'm figuring that Jason Tatum's probably gonna be sticking
Wiggins, but
Wiggins.
they'll switch.
Switch between Wiggins and Draymond or whatever. That's the reason I asked about Jordan Poole, because I'm not exactly sure. And Jordan Poole does penetrate a little bit too. I don't think he's got super duper stupid, but I like the matchup as far as the athleticism for these two teams.
Celtics interior game is superior to the Warriors, and that's going to be.
And
a
they have
issue for
the
Warriors.
Celtics have a shot blocker for real. So going to the
Yeah.
rim, you got Time Lord cleaning all of that stuff up. What do you have, like 4 or 5 blocks last game alone?
Yep, and if not Time Lord, you got Al and Tice. So yeah, I like our chances because our defense is better than the Warriors. There's no doubt about that. The Celtics defense is better than the Warriors. They're the number 1 ranked defense in the playoffs, and the Warriors are number 10.
And the Celtics are a lot more physical than the Warriors.
Yeah, a lot more.
I mean, Draymond got some dudes to contend with out there. Plus, they gotta really cover the perimeter with those between your Grant Williams and Al Horford.
If you think about it from the Celtics perspective, at this point you've conquered KD and Kyrie, you conquered Giannis, you about to conquer Jimmy Butler. The only one you really didn't get out of the East was Joel. So if you make this run and you then go beat the Warriors, you really ran the gauntlet this postseason. You faced down all the monsters except Embiid, in my opinion, and Luka. But Luka's not on a monster team. You know what I mean? But
Right.
it would make this a definitely a legit run, in my opinion, that they are facing these premier teams like the Heat, who are perennially good, led by Pat Riley, always in the mix. Jimmy Butler's a tough player. But speaking of Jimmy Butler, he looks, again, to be the reason why the Heat, or at least in part why the Heat are failing. And, back in March, him and Spoelstra got into a near physical fight on the court.
Facts.
And I thought that shit would come back to haunt him, and it has. I think there's something going on in that locker room. And it's not just Jimmy's health, because that is a factor, but when you got a bad attitude, you're losing, and your health is failing, it's really not good.
Right. And I think that you pointed out the last time we chatted, Zen. I felt that you were right about the Heat just having too many injuries to overcome. I mean, they're playing dudes who probably need a little bit more time to get healed up. You know what I mean? I mean, Kyle Lowry played a stinker last game, but what could you expect? The dude is, these dudes are gutting it up. They got a lot of dudes gutting it up over there. You know what I mean?
Old.
So
they're old too. PJ Tucker's 30s. Lowry's 36. I think PJ's 32.
Well, you got the Gators. I thought that was Knicks.
oh yeah, this is the Knicks here.
Oh, the Knicks. Okay. Yeah, get that dent out, man. Get that dent out, man. You on camera. Get that dent out.
What's good, Access?
I'll live with it.
What's good, Dex?
Shout out to you, Zen. I'm just working the background. Y'all do your thing, man.
Okay.
I feel you. Shout out to Dex.
Shout out to the chat, by the way.
All access.
Yeah. Shout out Quiz. What part of New York you from, Quiz?
I'm from Queens, man. We already went through this. You from Long Island? I'm from Queens. You my neighbor, bro.
Hey, Flight be forgetting.
We got
a lot of New Yorkers. I be like, I know where Belize from. I know where a couple people from. Shout out all fans. He said Warriors made it back.
Y'all go cam up. Y'all all cam up. Ain't nobody else on the panel.
Is it Unstoppable from Queens too? I think.
No, Unstoppable is from Chicago.
Oh, we from Chicago.
Yeah.
I must be thinking about somebody else then.
Dave from Queens. Dave James, he's from Queens.
Yeah, Dave James. Yep. How'd you feel about the game? Shout out to the Western Conference champs, Golden State Warriors. How'd you feel about it, Dex?
Honestly, I knew the Warriors were going to win, but I wasn't really trying to do anything on the panel today. I was just playing the production role. But yeah, I knew Golden State was going to win. Dallas just don't have enough. I was cheering for Dallas because of Jason Kidd. You know what I'm
Right, right.
saying? And the connection, the Cali connection. Plus, I wanted Kidd to get into that finals to play Boston. So, Black History, well, not Black History Month, Black Music Month, and next month in June, that would be perfect for what I'm saying, for that situation there. But unfortunately, Steve Kerr was a better man tonight, and it showed. His team was superb. Klay Thompson, shout out to Nico for Klay Thompson always coming through, like Nico says. He always come through in them closeout games. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Nico for that take. And so,
Sea Captain is back. Sea Captain is back, Dex. I think that's what we can say tonight.
Well, let's go. So will Klay Thompson be able to get away with some of this lackluster performances? I know he did all right today, but he had an up and down playoff ever since his return from injury. Or is he about to up his game to 60 notches?
Have we seen a single consistent performer in these playoffs yet?
No.
I'm starting to think that it's just a function of these playoffs where everybody's off and on. Giannis was the only one I would say was the most consistent player in the playoffs. Luka and Giannis, I would say those two. Everybody else been up and down, up and down.
I definitely agree with you, and the swing's been wild too. We've seen dudes go from 39 to 10. You know what I mean? Crazy.
Yeah, I'll be right back, y'all.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to the finals. I think it'll be good. I think that I like the Celtics personnel wise, but I wouldn't underestimate the heart of a champion. We know that the Warriors have done it. If the Celtics are able to pull this off and execute this, it's going to be a great year in Boston history.
I don't want that to happen, unfortunately. I like MA, you know what I'm saying? I like what he's representing, the motherland, Nigeria, and all that stuff right there. But I just hated that Jason Kidd wasn't able to be on the other spectrum of this NBA finals. So I can cheer for Jason Kidd all the way through to beat Boston. Because I don't want Boston passing the Lakers because I don't know when the Lakers are going to get back.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? So that right there, I'm in a mixed bag.
Dex, we got to look at that roster, Dex.
Mm-hmm.
You got to look at that roster, and you got to cite Jason Kidd, Luka Doncic, hats off to y'all.
Right.
You have to, because they ain't got shit. This is Luka Dem playing right now.
Facts.
Spencer Dinwiddie, Jalen Brunson, they're good NBA players, but he ain't got no damn help, and they shouldn't even be here. I think that's the takeaway. Phoenix shit the bed. Dallas ain't even supposed to be nowhere near this series, and it shows.
Mm-hmm.
But give these boys 2 more pieces and watch what happens.
And I think that it was clear. Stevie Wonder could see what the Mavericks have and where the Mavericks need to go from this point, because they definitely got something. They just got to get it together. The thing I was asking you about Boston in the finals potentially here, Dex, is, let's be honest. Beginning this NBA season, nobody saw the freaking Celtics being anywhere near what they are right now.
Wasn't thinking about it. Wouldn't write them off, because anytime you got those two, you can't. But have gone to the conference finals twice and not making it, you kind of start thinking, well, maybe that's their limit. So you don't really take it all that seriously. But shit, they showed improved.
Is Udoka really that dude?
But see, well, I want to. I'm sorry, Quiz. I just wanted to take it back a minute. Just try to hold that train of thought. I hope I don't, mix you up or anything. But when you look at the tail of the tape, once again, the freaking Golden State Warriors out assist the Dallas Mavericks. And that's big, because when you have high power weapons like Curry, Clay, to some degree Wiggins, and Jordan Poole, and you have a monstrosity of an assist game, the type of assist game that Coffee always talks about, at least 30, assists. And if you can get north of 30, that's damn near a guaranteed win. So shout out to him for that analysis. And Dallas only have what? 22 assists? Now, like I said before, because this happened a lot throughout the playoffs, that Golden State outclassed the Dallas Mavericks in whipping that ball around and putting energy into that ball and let the open man shoot and not just wait on the star player to do the things that some of the other players probably could do throughout the course of this series. And Golden State have basically mastered that aspect of the game where the ego is subdued. Because like you see tonight, Klay Thompson, like you saw the other night, Kevon Looney, you saw Andrew Wiggins. Also, you saw Stephen Curry. You know what I'm saying? On the other hand, it's just Luka and whoever else want to come along. I don't know if that's because of the schematics on their offense or it's because the talent pool for the Dallas Mavericks is very shallow. So here we got the Golden State Warriors once again being a band of villains, right? And when these band of villains come at you in a sortie type of way, there's nothing you can do to basically shield yourself from the barrage of the shooting aspect of the Golden State Warriors. Because the Golden State Warriors tonight, from the floor, it was kind of pedestrian, but 45% from the floor is pretty good for a jump shooting team. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them. Shout out to Steve Kerr for directing this orchestra. And now, once again, the Golden State Warriors is in prime position to win their, is that 6th or 7th championship?
This would be their 4th.
Yeah, in history, this would be.
Plus the other two others in the 70s?
Yeah, they got other championships.
Okay. You know, Dex is talking about cumulative for their entire history.
Right. Because the same organization just moved location.
Right. But still in all,
they went from San Francisco to the Oakland, back to San Francisco.
Right. But this will still be 4 in the Steve Kerr regime, potentially. It's potentially 4 in the Steve Kerr regime.
Shout out to Bed-Stuy, exactly, Bed-Stuy.
Minus, remember the fact that they also had a year where the basketball gods shunned them and they faced, you know what I mean, triple and disabling injuries that prevented them from three-peating.
Yes, sir. That stimulus package. Don't talk about that stimulus package.
Yeah, don't forget about the Draymond incident.
David Stern gave them a serious stimulus package.
Sure did. Cleveland Cavaliers took that one. They definitely took advantage of that.
Oh, was it Adam Silver? Was it Adam Silver?
I don't recall at the time.
Hold on. When are you talking about?
Draymond
when they were down 3-1?
Oh, that's Adam Silver's regime.
Yeah, that's Adam Silver. Yeah, he just kind of came in, right? Because he came in right the same year we kicked Donald Sterling out of the league. Yeah, that was his inaugural year right there when he kicked Donald Sterling out the league, and ever since then, Adam Silver been the man, right? I guess. Yeah, he gave LeBron James that stimulus package. So that is a strike against Adam Silver because you didn't suspend him when they played OKC, but you're going to suspend him when he played the Cleveland Cavaliers. So that's suspicious in itself.
But I think just a quick little subject change about the Warriors. They played a very easy playoff schedule, number one. Number two, there's so many teams that are down in the West right now. I always felt like the champion was coming out of the East this year. You don't have the Lakers, the Clippers, the Rockets, the Spurs, the Blazers, the Thunder. All of those teams are usually in the mix. And all of them are down this year. You could even count Denver as down.
Can you name the Warriors victims this year? Then?
Not really, no. Victims?
Yeah, for the playoffs.
Oh, this year, well, they beat Dallas. Of course, this series, I'm trying to
remember
they beat Memphis. And that was a tough series, but they got a break with Ja getting hurt. And then before, who they play in the first round?
Shoot, I don't even remember. They had the 8th seed, who was
Utah?
the...
No, it wasn't Utah.
No, they didn't have the 8th seed. They had the 7th seed.
No, because they were the 3rd seed. You're right.
Was it Utah?
They played, somebody like Utah or
whoever the 6th seed
probably.
was. Whoever the 6th seed was.
No, they played against Denver. They played against Jokic.
It was Denver. Jokic
Right. Denver was the 6th seed. Right.
Yeah.
So
because Draymond took Jokic's heart.
So Denver, Memphis, and Dallas.
Right.
Wow.
Only Memphis is the challenge there.
And nobody expect Memphis to be that high this year. That was a surprise in itself.
No,
that
they
was.
were. They were. And so it wasn't a surprise that they were competitive by the time we got to the playoffs. And had Ja Morant not gotten injured, that might have gone a little bit longer, but the Warriors were probably still going to win that.
Right. So I agree with you on that, Zen, that the Warriors had a pretty easy cakewalk into the finals. They was very fortunate. Like you said, Ja got hurt. They was very fortunate to play the Denver Nuggets, who only had Jokic, you know what I'm saying? The back-to-back MVP. That's the only person they really had that was a threat to do anything, and that's not enough for the Warriors.
No, you can't.
And then now they beat Dallas, who only basically had Luka and the rest of them. Now, when I say the rest of them, no disrespect to Jalen Brunson, no disrespect to Spencer Dinwiddie, but I just believe Spencer Dinwiddie came on a little late, and I don't think he really ever fully got acclimated to the Luka style of play as a Jalen Brunson did. And so that kind of altered Spencer Dinwiddie's approach, and it altered his play, and also it altered his mindset. So that right there, when they come back next season, I believe Spencer will probably be a more formidable player within himself, and then he can acclimate himself better to the Dallas Mavericks, because this year that matriculation was a little shaky.
Well, I think this is his first year coming back off of that injury too. Sorry, Quiz, but I think that's a factor too. When guys come off a severe injury, and it takes 2 seasons really to come off a broken leg or something that takes you out for a couple of years. So Dinwiddie may never be what he once was, but then again, give him one more season, he may very well be.
I think Dinwiddie will be all right.
That's a good point, Rico.
But Dex, to your point, because you were asking about the assists for the Warriors, right? I mean, that doesn't surprise me. The Warriors know what it takes to win. They're familiar with the personnel that they have with Clay and Steph, and now Jordan Poole, who's had a very healthy opportunity to run all year and be acclimated without them having Clay and stuff like that. So the Warriors actually have a lot of motion, a lot of movement, and their coach. It emanates from their coach, who's familiar with playing with systems where you move the ball around a lot. The Mavericks, unfortunately, you know what I mean, they don't have the experience of being in the finals to know what it takes to win per se, and their offense, the ball does not move fluently with the Mavericks on a game-to-game basis. The next thing is like what Zen was talking about. I think Dinwiddie for this particular game, you notice that Dinwiddie realized at a certain point, just for them to get the game to be within 10. I mean, Dinwiddie had a really good game where he ended up having to take over the offense. They didn't have many penetrators, like I talked about many times when I talk about the Mavericks, and he was able to penetrate. Brunson, he eventually started dudding out. So, unfortunately, the Mavericks don't have the level of ball movement as a championship contending team like the Warriors. So I'm not surprised that the Warriors got way more assists than them, because going into the finals, that's the other real big thing. The Warriors know how to win in big games. They know how to win these series and stuff like that. So, the Warriors are always going to be a formidable opponent, no matter who it is that they're playing against.
And you know what? I like the way you said that. And then also, like I said about the sortie of this basketball game, the Warriors basically outclassed Dallas in every major statistical category. The Warriors were 100% from the free throw line. The Warriors was 51% from the field, where Dallas was 45% from the field. and Dallas from the free throw line was, I think, like 75 or 76% from the free throw line. And also, we already mentioned the assists, right? How they was outclassing that.
Yeah.
But they was also outclassing rebounds.
The boards, exactly. I was waiting for you to say that. The boards, they were getting killed on the boards.
So, I mean, what can you do, right?
Yeah,
if you get outclassed on all these categories, and how Steve Kerr brought his battalion into this game ready for battle, then what can you do if you're already dealing with a team with a championship pedigree? The Warriors have a serious championship pedigree, and their core players are still stroking that violin, and while the other teams is being sad. You follow what I'm saying? These other teams are down sad when it comes to the Warriors, because one thing the Warriors have, fortunately for them, they have a healthy championship pedigree core.
And the Warriors don't quit. So this is one of the things that I'm really interested in seeing going into the finals. I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow. I feel as though the Heat have given a good series over there, but I feel like the Heat, kind of like the Mavericks, are kind of running out of steam. I think that they've flipped all of their tricks that they could pull. You know what I mean? And whether it's tomorrow or Game 7, I see the Celtics just haven't proved that they're the better team. But in the finals, the Warriors are a team that doesn't quit. They have heart. And, even though I think that the Celtics have a lot more size on them also, you know what I mean? I think that the Celtics have a really, really good chance of beating the Warriors. They just have to go out there and do it, though.
Yeah, it's going to be a matter of consistency and Jason Tatum getting out of his head with these bad games. He's going to have to stop the bad games and take the next step in his career. It's just as simple as that. Jaylen Brown is doing his thing. I'm happy with what he's doing. I looked at both of their statistics a little deeper today in the playoffs, and Tatum's definitely the MVP. His averages, his game scores, his plus minus, definitely better than Brown. But Brown is the scoring assassin. He is the scorer. Tatum's a better two-way player, provides a better plus minus ratio. But Brown is the one that'll light you up. So.
And Brown is, and another thing about Brown that I really like that people don't talk about, Brown is good in the clutch.
Yeah, very good in the clutch.
Brown, I mean, ever since I've been watching this kid, he is good in the clutch. I'm talking about in games where he might not even be having a good game. Like, he has a good sense for the moment. You follow what I'm saying, Zen? He has a good sense for the moment. He has a good sense for, hey, it's time for me to attack the rim. I've seen him hit a lot of big buckets in necessary situations. I like Brown. Him and Tatum are a phenomenal tandem, and and that last game, man. If we can get, we were speaking about this too, Zen, Time Lord, man. I mean, I've loved Robert Williams all year. If Robert Williams can elevate his game and be a little bit more dominant rebounder, and then add an element to his offensive game, which he's still a young player. The sky's the limit for that kid, because he's definitely a phenomenal shot blocker, and he is like just automatic bucket on the alley-oop. You know what I mean? And they throw at least 2 or 3 of those a game to him that are just automatic buckets. If he can just add something to his offense where it's not just the alley-oop.
Little post moves.
Yeah, man. And he's big enough.
Thing with him is,
listen, hold on 1 second, Zen.
Close out tomorrow.
Zen,
go ahead, Dex.
Hold on 1 second.
Sure.
Listen, shout out to Flight Sports TV. If you're able, go ahead, hit that Cash App, hit that Super Chat, help grow this channel to new and better heights. You know you're enjoying yourself. We bring you good content. We try to elevate the landscape in YouTube by not just being a solo act. We're an open panel. You should support this format on YouTube. Flight Sports TV, the panel, the chat, and everybody listen. We'll be right back with more Celtics and Miami Heat basketball.
This is Holly Heat of the Hot Seat with Holly Heat, and this is Flight Sports TV.
129.9 pounds.
Oh, I thought we were having a sponsor break. I thought that's what the commercial was about to come in.
6 of his 7 wins come by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of San Antonio, Texas, by way of Austin, here is Floyd Kid Austin Schofield the third.
Oh yeah, I want to give a shout out to Light Sports TV.
Yes. So, Zen,
Yes, sir.
we seen yesterday a really slugfest in the Boston Celtics and Miami Heat game. It was game 5, a very pivotal game. Miami Heat was a home team. Both teams came out sluggish, but Miami did win the first quarter with a measly 19 points, right? They won the first 2 quarters, and then the second half, Boston seemed to turn it on. Do you think these teams are really ready to face what they're about to face with matching up against the Golden State Warriors?
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. First of all, these are the 2 best defenses in the NBA. Second of all, I watched that game, of course. The first and second quarters, they were playing not to get blown out. That's what I saw, because every game up to that point had been a first quarter. Somebody was getting blown out, and then the game was pretty much over either in the first or second quarter. So I saw a whole lot of tentativeness, a whole lot of trying to be careful. And then it got sloppy because of that, right? People were overpassing, making bad decisions. They were overthinking everything. You could see it. Ime gets him in the locker room, especially Tatum, because he was 2 for 10. And we talked about this on my show. At the time, I was questioning, is it his shoulder? Does he need to come out? Does Ime need to pull him? Whatever happened in that locker room, Ime got in his ear, was like, "Yo, cut the bullshit, Jason," because it definitely was Jason. And you could see their body language in the second half was totally different. They came out leaning forward, being aggressive, and Miami was just like in total surrender the whole second half. But the first half, it was terribly sloppy. I mean, I've never seen so many loose ball fouls that didn't get called, so many loose balls, so many turnovers that were just, shit you don't normally see was going on in that first half. And I credit that to both teams trying not to be a blowout victim.
Yes, that's a good take. Quiz, are you available?
Yes, sir.
How can you expect Miami to be able to bounce back after a miserable second half, and they only mustered 14 assists? How can you get past a team like Boston with only having 14 assists in a game, and especially a pivotal game as a game 5?
You want my honest opinion, Dex, or you want me to bullshit?
I want the honest opinion. This is Flight Sports TV, baby.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. The Miami Heat is walking around, limping around on one leg. This is Night of the Living Dead here, man. There's nothing to see here. I'm not sure that. Look, the Heat are in trouble. It's as simple as that. The Heat won. The Celtics gave away a game. The Celtics should not have lost that game that Jimmy Butler left in the second half.
Nope.
The Celtics. It reminded me of one of those games in the remember the Milwaukee series where Marcus Smart got ripped. That game.
Yeah, at the end of the game.
Yeah, it was a giveaway game. He
made a bunch of stupid plays, but Milwaukee was already up at that point.
It was a giveaway game, and the last game with the Celtics versus the Miami Heat, that was the tail of the tape. That tells you everything that you need to know. There's nothing else left to see here. The Heat, these inconsistent dudes that they had on the outside, he was forced to play Duncan Robinson, something I talked about he should have probably been done rather than wait till the last minute, because you might as well have let the guy get some damn confidence. It's like you just threw him to the bench, and you were going to need him. Kyle Lowry played a dud. Jimmy Butler was not effective, and nobody else could be relied on. You already know that Bam is fighting an uphill battle, being that Time Lord is back. Time Lord was able to play a relatively healthy-looking game, and that changed everything. Jimmy Butler has been extremely inefficient in his mid-range, the place where he used to kill people. He's struggling out there getting buckets. They missed a lot of easy buckets. And that wasn't it, to be honest with you. They deserve to get their behind whipped, and it's not going to be even if the Heat find a way to pull out this next game, by the grace of God, I don't see them surviving in Game 7. I just think that the Celtics have already proven to me that they're the better team. it's they're walking around on one leg as far as I'm concerned, Dex.
And you know what? I appreciate that take. Listen, you down there in Florida, you got your ears to the street. We got boots on the ground. Shout out to Flight Sports TV. We got boots on the ground down there in the Orange State. You know what I mean? With a nice little citrus and stuff goes on down there.
The gunshine
Can we get a Victor Oladipo sighting again? Can we get a Matt Strauss sighting again? What is going on with these X factors of the Miami Heat? Victor Oladipo, Matt Strauss.
I'm glad you mentioned Victor Oladipo because I want to talk about Victor Oladipo. Now, Victor Oladipo, to me, is playing all right. The problem is Victor Oladipo has been injured for a long time. You could see he has a lot of rust on his game. I mean, he even has some of these moves that he does are kind of brilliant, but you're not going to get consistent performances out of Victor Oladipo. Victor Oladipo's mid-range game is not back to the standard of a Victor Oladipo. It looks like he's at, he's by the grace of God, he's been able to reacclimate him on his career, but it's going to take a little bit more time before we get back to Victor Oladipo that we know. So if the Heat need to win, depending on him, which is exactly what it looked like last game, you're already dead in the water. Matt Strauss, I'm sorry. People can tell me about Matt Strauss that they're blue in the face. You know what I mean? These are dudes that if you have to rely on, you might as well just pack it up. Matt Strauss is an all right player. He's
Gabriel Vincent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Gabe Vincent and Matt Strauss are okay players, but those dudes are not definitively better than Duncan Robinson. I would argue that they're not even as good as Duncan Robinson. And so what's hurting them is that they don't have Tyler Hero, and Tyler Hero has his ups and downs. But at least Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero are starters. I don't really consider Strauss a starter, and people could talk about the numbers he's put up, but that's part of the problem that the Heat have. Their offense. They really do not have an evolved offense that you can count on. And so Strus sounds good, but how far are you really going with him in the role that you're looking that you're even mentioning his name, Dex? You can't go far with a player like that in this caliber. He should be a dude who's coming off the bench giving you a lift.
Right. Last and final question. Listen, we got Quiz. We got Quiz down there in Florida. He knows what's going on. You hear his magnificent takes. He's very clear about what he's saying. He's straightforward. He's not beating around the bush, nor is he bullshitting anybody right now tonight. Is Eric Spoelstra being outclassed by M.A.U. Luka?
To be quite honest with you, I don't think Eric Spoelstra is being outclassed. I think that the Heat are being outmatched. Period. The only thing that I feel as though Spoelstra could do, we spoke about this in the last series also. The only thing I could see more that he could really do is, give him a what was it? Any given Sunday. Give him an any given Sunday speech. You know what I mean? Roll a dice, have some balls, let Duncan Robinson start. Something I think other than that, that's it. I mean, Kyle Lowry gave you 0 last game. Jimmy Butler gave you nothing last game. I mean, what can you do with that, Dex? Help me understand what he should do, what you want to see him do differently as a coach.
Right. He's playing with a skeleton. He's playing with a skeleton of a team. It's almost similar to what Jason Kidd have over there with Dallas, but the difference is Miami Heat was a number 1 seed. So
he got
Dallas.
He got a 30-piece out of Bam Adebayo
for one game.
Right.
Shout out to Marvin.
We ain't doing that every game.
Right.
Shout out to Talented.
Listen, Quiz, we appreciate everything that you're giving us on Miami. A lot of people wanted to know what the hell is going on with the Heat because it seemed like there was a runaway favorite to make the NBA Finals. And now it looks like they're being supplanted by a team in the first half of the season was a cellar dweller. Somebody got their thing up. Was a cellar dweller. And listen, shout out to Zen. Shout out to Teamwork and those guys that stuck by Boston and was steadfast for the course of Boston. You guys called it from the beginning, and you're here right now. So listen, Zen, explain to me what the hell happened. How did Boston get here?
They've been the best team since 3 weeks before the All-Star break, 3 or 4 weeks before the All-Star break.
Shout out
And
to Rave.
how they got here was defense. You already had 2 offensive stars. You already had a great point guard who was a tough, hard-nosed defender. But the difference between this year and the last 4 years, Ime Udoka's emphasis on defense and forcing Jason Tatum to play defense. That's public. That he came in with that mindset, and that between him and Marcus Smart being the leader on the floor, calling JB and JT out for their lack of sharing the ball, lack of defense. I don't think he called them out for their defense, but he definitely called them out for their lack of sharing the ball. Those things, those maturity peaks that they hit throughout the season.
Excuse me, can you say that again?
This rock solid coach. Can I say what again? What's that, Ray?
Can you say that again?
What part?
The part where you said the difference between now and last year.
Is defense.
Say that one more time.
Defense.
That's the same word that people keep trying to knock about. Zoe, my bad. Continue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's
continue.
the most. It's important because everybody can score the basketball. There's a few guys that are super scorers, and those tend to be the ones we call the superstars, the elite. But box plus minus is real. If you are scoring a bunch of points and you can't stop nobody, so what? You're going to lose games. Do you want to score a bunch of points, or do you want to lose? Do you want to win games? If you want to win games, especially at the highest level in the NBA, it takes defense. And the last 4 teams in this round, all 4 of them are ranked in the top 6 in defense this year. All 4 of them. So it's not a mystery. It has to happen that way. And Boston finally had a leader to impose defense on the team and team defense. Then you add an element like Robert Williams and through the roof.
Shout out to teamwork. Listen, I know everybody wants to get on and do their thing. We're going to do that, but listen, Boston fans and Boston, those who have been parading Boston, we just want to hear from them. So teamwork, yes, they cammed up. How the hell did Boston get here? You've been touting Boston since the beginning, and we got to give you credit for that because a lot of us sneezed at you, we laughed at you, and said you was having wacky takes.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it because, bro, before the season even started, bro, I was getting a whole lot of slack. Shout out to the panel. Shout out to the chat. What's up, y'all? But yo, my bad. But yo, thank you, Dex, because I was getting a whole lot of slack, a whole lot of criticism, a whole lot of blasphemy. Everybody was shooting everything I was saying down. And look, I'm a Boston fan. I'm a New Yorker. I'm originally a Knicks fan. I'm secondary Nets fan, and then I could say third of all, I'm a Warriors and Celtics fan. So I wasn't bigging the Celtics up just off of me liking them. I was bigging them up off of basically from what I see. And a lot of people were saying I was crazy. They was talking about Horford was washed and Tatum is this, that, and that's where at Dave J, that's what he was talking crazy. And we even had the big debate about Zach LaVine versus Jaylen Brown. And I just kept telling him how JB is like, don't get me wrong, Zach LaVine is a great player. But it's just everybody's entitled to their opinion. But I believe that Jaylen Brown is better. And obviously, from what we've been seeing, whenever Tatum isn't showing up, Jaylen Brown definitely could hold it down.
Now, teamwork. It looks like the Golden State Warriors might face the Boston Celtics. I mean, there's still more basketball to play, so we can't rule out the Miami Heat. But right now, the odds-on favorite is looking like the pendulum has swung over to the Boston Celtics. If that's the case, teamwork, can Boston Celtics overcome the pedigree core, the championship pedigree core of the Golden State Warriors?
Now, I'm not going to lie. Like I said in the chat, man, I think the Warriors is going to get them a run for their money. but I think they could definitely shut them down. I believe they definitely could. I think they was 1-1 during the season. If I'm not mistaken, I gotta look back and go back.
No, you're right. They split.
Yeah, but I don't think that's gonna be an easy. It might be easy for them. I'm just trying to be a little humble. One side is telling me they're gonna shut them down, but then another side is saying, "Yo, humble yourself. Don't get too overwhelmed," because they didn't even beat the Heat yet. They still got to win one more game.
Facts.
But,
yes, sir. Shout out to New York. Listen, you guys looking at it. We got boots on the ground in New York. We got ears to the streets. Everything's going on out there. We have representation. Shout out to Flight Sports TV. We're going to take it down to Georgia. Shout out to Rave. Everybody knows Rave is going to come with the heat.
Hecky no. I'm going to come like an ocean that was not even supposed to exist. Relax. Relax. And shout out to everybody. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the panel. Listen. For one, shout out to the Celtics. But let's dimmer down. Let's relax. Okay. They most definitely the Celtics. They're definitely working hard. They definitely surprise people, especially with their success. They still have a series to finish. Last time I checked, you only count people out and put the high percentage chances of winning or losing is when you're up 3-1 or something. Last time I checked, when I see a 3-2, that's still ball game. We still got games to go. Miami Heat is I can't even say the word, so I'm gonna change it. The Miami Heat is a team that will not
formidable.
Yeah, that's the word. All right. But I didn't feel like using it because that's too much vocabulary. But anyways, the Miami Heat is most definitely something to watch out for, okay? They can do their thing. I'm going to be honest with you, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are acting like as if they are the dynamic duo, and it is most definitely showing. But Zen just said they're adding a lot more defense. Jason Tatum, he's buying into defense, so that's good. They definitely improved on something to make them a better team. But the Miami Heat already has shown that they have defense. What are they missing? I would say for Miami Heat, execution for Miami Heat. Kyle Lowry, 25 minutes with 0 points, with 0 assists. What the hell? Jimmy Butler, you're a guy that's supposed to show up. Jimmy Butler's going to give his all, but 13 points? Bam. Their guy, 18. I mean, their most on the Miami Heat was 18, while the Boston Celtics, most of their team was 25. You got Jason Tatum with 20-something. The other guy with almost 20-something. While the Miami Heat got 7, 6, 4. Are you serious? That means the Miami Heat execution was not good. The Miami Heat has to go out there and execute next game. And who is going to let them know? I'm hoping Jimmy Butler can talk up to his team and be like, hey, fellas, we got to go out there and execute. Because the energy with the Boston Celtics, that energy wasn't all that high when they was leading, when they was winning, and they was looking good on them Celtics. Now the Celtics can caught up to them, and that's their fault. That's the Miami Heat's fault. They're supposed to execute. They have a type of team that can execute. You got PJ Tucker for crying out loud. You got a defense. So we're gonna see what happens. Shout out to the Celtics for doing what they're doing so far, but they still got a lot of ball game to get to.
Question, Ray. We watched the game tonight. We've seen that the Warriors took command of this game. Mm-hmm. They won by 10 in a closeout game, which is significant. We said the Golden State Warriors will close out the Dallas Mavericks at the Chase Center tonight. We know they lost by 50. It almost seemed like they just walk through that game so they can close out tonight. The Warriors outclassed the Dallas Mavericks in basically every statistical category except 3-point percentage. Mm-hmm. Is it because of Steve Kerr, or is it because of Jason Kidd was unable to make the necessary adjustments to calm down the championship pedigree of the Golden State Warriors?
I would have to say neither of those. I think it's because you don't have everything to beat a team that was past champions. I say that because we can name the names right now down the list. These are guys that they can be bench players on a team. I mean, Luka Doncic, he's going to do his thing. Jalen Brunson has been playing amazing throughout the year. So, Brunson, he all right. But the rest of these guys, Powell, once again, you're a starting center with 2 rebounds. Powell, Reggie Bullock, 6. Dorian Finney-Smith, you're barely a starter. Maxi Kleber, Frank Ntilikina, bro, dude, these guys are not ready enough to take on past champions, and that's the one thing we can say about the Warriors that we can never take away, and I can't take away even the things I've said about the Warriors. They are past champions. They have that championship blood that still runs through those veins. And what the biggest mistake that the Western Conference did is let a guy named Stephen Curry see that bright light that says, oh shit, we can go to the championship. That is the worst thing you can do, because now you got Curry, now you got Clay, now you got Draymond, all them dudes who has that championship blood come in and say, oh yeah, let's do this again. And Clay Thompson again, oh my God. Clay Thompson, oh my God. Clay Thompson said, bro, man, let's stop playing these games. Let's move on. We've been fiddling and playing with our toys in the Dallas Mavericks. We're done. Let's move on. That's what Clay said to me. That's what Clay said. Let's move on. That's the truth.
Flight Sports TV.
Oh yeah, facts. Hit that like and sub.
What's your preview for tomorrow night, Ray? What are you thinking?
Who's playing tomorrow night?
Boston and Miami.
Look, I don't even know who's playing tomorrow.
There's only 4 teams. One of them series is over, Ray. Come on, catch up, bro.
Hold on one second, gentlemen. We got boots in the ground in Dallas, Texas. We just witnessed the Mavericks lose tonight. Marvin, are you available? Can you give us some type of analysis on the Dallas Mavericks and what happened tonight?
Put it in perspective.
Shout out to the panel, to the chat.
Salute, Marvin.
What's going on, guys? Like, it's kind of rainy in Dallas up here, guys. I hate the fact that Luka and them lost, but we talked about this earlier, guys. This is it's a learning process, man. This thing to get to championships is not easy, man. Luka's learning a lot. Dallas learning a lot. I think they were just outgunned in this series, guys. Bad matchup. And I don't think Jason coached it as well as he probably could have. I can't remember who that was I spoke to on the panel about trying to at least stay in this series, and Jason kind of did the opposite. One thing you can't do with the Warriors, guys, is try to run with them. You got to change their mindset. Warriors are a running team, and they run off a whole lot of picks. You got your guys running off picks before the game over with, you're going to be dead tired. I think Mavericks understood that later, but it was too late. But then again, as you've seen tonight, they kind of went back to it again, shooting as many threes as they could, and that's up-tempo, and that's Warriors basketball. So, I'm not necessarily a Dallas fan, but, I feel for the Mavericks. That was a tough way of going out, but listen, they learning, man. They building, and each year they're getting a little bit further and further. Not to say they're gonna win it all, but they're trying to get there, And it's tough.
Marvin,
Yeah, man, dealing with these damn NBA finals. But I want to give a shout out to the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
I agree totally with Rave. They got a taste, man. Now it's gonna be hard to deal with those guys because they didn't gave a little taste of success, and now they feel those finals on their heels. So right there, they in it. So the Warriors are a formidable opponent against any team out of the East, especially with the East beating each other up the way they have. That's where I'm tore each other apart, man. They
I'm gonna disagree.
They running on fumes, man.
I'm
you talking about a young Boston team that if they close tomorrow night, will have a week off.
Yeah, that would help them tremendously. It really would.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, but then actually you look at it that way, Zen, you're exactly right. Then you battle tested with rest, which means you're even better.
Yeah, so and the Warriors are great coming off of rest. I looked at how they perform after off days. They do great after off days.
But I did want to say this. Mm-hmm. I think any one of those teams out of the East is going to give Warriors a good series because I don't think they're going to try to chase. I think they're going to be switching everything, and they're going to try to run the Warriors off the 3-point lines. And that's your blueprint on beating the Warriors. You cannot afford to try to chase because you're not going to get over every screen. Those guys don't never stop running.
They can't beat Boston on the inside.
And then with Boston and Miami's defense, and I agree with Rave also. Let's not say this series with Boston and Miami is over. I mean, that's listen, that series is tough to the bone, guys.
It ain't over till it's over.
I mean, you got injuries out there that's really caused a lot, but nobody cries about that. Nobody care about no injuries. You need to play. So, but I think it's going to be pretty smooth. I think it's going to be a great finals. And like I said, I want to give another shout out to the Warriors, man. They got it, guy. They got there, guys. So
yes, sir, Marvin. We know how it feels to be so close, but yet so far. You down there in Dallas. You got your ears to the street. You got boots on the ground. Shout out to Flight Sports TV. Marvin, last and final question to you. The Dallas Mavericks have been eliminated. The Warriors will rest. Now, there's still basketball going on in the Eastern Conference. If the Boston Celtics do not close out tomorrow and they have to extend the series till Sunday, does it benefit the winner of that series to continue playing basketball, or does it benefit the Warriors who have their rest?
Well, I'm gonna say this: for one thing, if you let the Warriors rest up like they finna do, then you hey man, you're gonna be in trouble. You need to get in there and try to get this series over with, meaning Boston.
Facts.
Now, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do it because Miami's not going to lay down, guys. I can tell you guys that. You all know that already. They're not going to lay down. So there's going to be a key game tomorrow, and I think it'll be a huge game in the sense of how far or if the Warriors can really take advantage of that. So I say Boston needs to win tomorrow. I'm still not going to say that if they don't win, that they automatically win that series coming with the East against the East. So I say again, they have to. They have to win. If Boston want a chance, they need to close this series out. But I still don't say.
Not only that, Marvin, but what does that do to Boston? What does it do to Boston psychologically if you lose to this team after everybody and their mama says they're done?
In that sense, though, Zen, I don't even think it does nothing to them. They know they're playing a good team. They know how the series has been going.
They're a good team, Marvin, but did you see the body language of the last game? They're exhausted.
Oh, yeah.
They're physically, the injury.
Earlier this year, guys, I don't know if you guys remember, I was on the panel and I said one of the worst things that I think can happen this year is if Miami does not win the championship. The reason I said that is they were primed and ready for this championship. Dex, I talked about it a long time ago about only one team's going to be happy this year. Well, I always said I don't like to lose, don't get me wrong. But if we're going to lose, let's go and get it over. Because, boy, it hurts when you get deep in the playoffs and lose. I'm pretty sure Dallas got their head. They shouldn't hold their head down because I want to give a shout-out to them, too. They They really
They
played well this
overachieved.
year considering who they had. So,
Yeah, they
but when you
overachieved.
lose in the conference finals or in the finals, man, it hurt a long time. So, and we can laugh and joke and talk about their vacation, but sometimes them guys be upset for a while. So,
Right.
but
Salute to Marvin Perspective. Salute to Marvin Perspective. He's down in Dallas. He knows the vibe. He's feeling the frequency. We have boots on the ground in Dallas, Texas. Listen to me. Flight Sports TV. We're international. We're intercontinental. Now, Talented TV. Are you available, my brother?
Talented.
Yeah, I'm on deck, bro.
Yes, sir. Salute to you, brother. Where are you at right now?
Oh, New York all day, man.
Where?
New York, brother.
Oh, yes, right. Yes, right.
We got
We
some
got another
feedback,
from New
Ted,
York.
if you
Okay,
could,
we already have representation from New York, but nevertheless,
Hey, we got some feedback,
talented.
Ted. If you can turn down your speaker, bro, we got some feedback.
Still got it?
Yeah,
a little bit, yeah.
See what I can do about that.
That's better.
There we go.
Yeah, that's better.
You good now?
All right, cool.
Give us your assessment on tonight's game, Ted.
To be honest with you, what happened is what was supposed to happen. Where's it supposed to wrap it up? You understand? That's a good question as in reference to whether or not the rest is good for them or not. That was a question I was going to have, but I kind of heard that answer. The only issue I have, I just kind of, did Steph deserve that MVP? That's where I'm at odds. Not to be asking questions, but that's where I'm at odds with anything. I kind of think Clay deserved that a little bit more. But
Talk about it.
Well, I'm saying the man came back from a huge injury. He basically took the game over. Those threes that he had an awesome game. He had an awesome series, period. And that's the first conference MVP that's ever given. I believe what they call it is the Irvin Magic Johnson Award, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm just, I threw a post up about it earlier, but that's just where I'm at odds with. I just don't think he deserved that MVP. I just think they gave it to him because it was the first one, and it's Steph Curry. But I do think that Clay deserved that, man. I really do. Other than that, to answer your question straight up, they just did what they had to do.
Do you think, talented, do you think that age is going to be a factor on these Warriors at all?
Nah, they too hungry. At the end of the day, they got that pedigree. They're back. Okay. No one thought they was gonna be back, but and it goes back to my issue again. Without Clay, they wouldn't be where they at right now. So if Clay didn't come back for the playoffs, you understand? I don't think they would be where they'd be right now. But age is definitely not a factor. Draymond's hungry. The core is hungry. So when it comes to Draymond, Clay, Steph, I mean, that type of hunger, bro, stop it. So they're not even going to let age bother them.
It's a mixed bag because it can come with more aches and pains, but it also comes with more experience and knowledge. So, it can be both and, to me.
Yeah, but it's formal games, and they got a lot of reasons to be motivated. I mean, one of the main...
They got enough young legs, too.
Exactly. Yeah, well, I mean, that's a perfect team right there, bro. I mean, I'll be honest with you. The way that team is set up, that's a perfect team right there. I just think it's Clay is the reason why they're over the top. You understand? Because you got a vet that came back that basically put the core back together because they wouldn't have their core. They would be more younger than older. You understand? It wouldn't be a proper mix. With Clay coming back, that's the icing on the cake. That's the reason why they're where they're at right now. This is, once again, goes back to my little bit of an issue. I kind of think Clay deserved that MVP. I think Steph should have just handed it to him, to be honest with you, and just let him know, yo, bro, honestly, if it wasn't for you, I don't think we'd be here right now. But I don't think he's going to do that. But
ain't giving up no trophies.
Nah, he ain't giving it up.
So that's the perfect team when you say if Clay ain't there, they're not where they're supposed to be. They're not. I mean, just saying, because you say a perfect team. That means a perfect team consists of guys who can handle stuff until a guy is back and stuff. And
well, when I say
Klay Thompson, if Klay Thompson doesn't be here, the Warriors ain't here. The Warriors ain't making it this far.
They're not.
Are they still a perfect team?
Nah, I'm saying with Clay. No, what I'm saying. All right, let me be politically correct. Nothing in the world is perfect. What I'm just saying though is the way the team was set up, all the work that they did through the season. Because you got to understand, if you follow Stephen A, he even called it the same way I called it from jump. You know what I'm saying? I kind of foreseen this whole thing coming. He even said when Clay comes back, it's gonna be a problem. So December, January.
Listen, y'all giving much credit, man.
I'm sorry.
Giving the Warriors too much credit, man. Fuck, man. Forget what I.
It's not about giving them. It's not about giving them too much credit. What you got to understand. No, what I'm trying to explain is the team, the core of the team, the way the team is set up. You understand? You just got to understand that from the coach all the way down to the last player on the bench or the last player that's on the roster playing. You understand? It's just a perfect setup. You understand? Don't get it twisted. When they're about to battle Boston, there's going to be a huge, huge battle. I'll be honest with you, but they kind of set up the same. Because Miami technically shouldn't be there. You understand? Because they don't really have too much of an offense. Dallas shouldn't have really been there because they don't have too much of an offense. But when these two teams match up and head up together, you understand, it's going to be fireballs. So I ain't giving them all the credit saying they're going to go to the finals and just take it all over. It ain't that perfect. I ain't saying that. All I'm saying is when it comes to the coach, when it comes to the drawing board, meaning the way the plays are set up, the way the offense is set up, and things of that nature, and then when it comes to based on the question that I was asked, when it comes to the roster, you understand, they just set up perfectly, you understand, to go try to win the chip. And the key word is try. I ain't saying they are going to win it.
The Warriors, man, they played Denver in the first round. Man, I believe if Jamal Murray was there, that whole series would have went a whole different way.
But you're making my point. They had Clay, though.
They played Memphis. You know, Ja Morant went down. You know, they was getting the run for their money.
You making my point. They had Clay, though. Keep going.
This series, man, with the Mavericks, just like with Deck, when Deck was talking, but I got a little caught off guard. But with this series, I believe that Jason Kidd is to blame for not adjusting on the defensive end.
But somebody said earlier though, he only has so much to work. Not to cut you, I'm gonna let you go, but you gotta understand, bro. Just Jason Kidd first year, and you if you look at the roster from top to bottom, he did the best he could with what he had. You got to give him that credit, bro. Jason Kidd did a phenomenal job to me. But finish, I apologize.
I see it different because when I was watching that game, I just seen everybody. But they was playing like a 2-2-1 or. Like the defense wasn't matching what they was bringing. Like I believe they should have forced them. They was getting too many inside shots for me, and for the Mavericks to be shooting threes the way they was, come on, like that was they could
teamwork.
It's personnel though. He doesn't have the personnel. You got to give.
Thank you. I'm on that.
He doesn't have the personnel. It's not like when he had Giannis. You understand? You got to sometimes you got to step back and really look at what you're seeing. Sometimes you have expectations. You understand? And it's all good, but he don't have the workhorses to keep up with that team the way he's supposed to. You understand? So defensively, if he locked them down here, Steve Kerr and the squad that he has, they're gonna get him over there. If he go lock them down on that side, Steve Kerr gonna switch it up and he's gonna get him over here. Go ahead, I'm listening to you though.
I do believe the Warriors is a way better team. You know, me personally, I don't think the Mavericks should have even been in the fight in the Western fight.
They shouldn't have been. But
that's why you got to give Jay Kidd.
But they earned their way there.
How weak the West was this year. I keep saying the West was fucking weak.
But listen, they earned their way there. How could we say they shouldn't have been there when they earned their way? They had to beat the number one team in the West to get there.
Yeah, but again,
that's
look
why
at the
you got to give
winners
Jason
that weren't there. Look
at
the
that's why you
winners that
hold
weren't out there.
Some credit.
Thank you. Nobody's listening. Hold on, bro. Hold on. He said it right. If y'all not listening to anything Talon just said, Jason Kidd should be more improvised and more talked about because the Dallas Mavericks ain't made some more dramatical changes to that team.
No.
We just finished telling you they got Dwight Powell, Finney Smith. They barely got people.
Yo, put it like this: if you play two,
let's keep it 1,000 with you. Let's keep it 1,000. Let's keep it 1,000, bro. All jokes aside. The only person that come to my mind about the Dallas Mavericks is Luka.
There's
no other guy that really comes up to mind. Yes, I know Jalen Brunson. He's been playing better. He's been whatever. How tall is Brunson? 6'3". Y'all gotta stop it.
Thank you.
I know the Warriors are the better. Yeah, more than that. They got people. When you think of the Warriors, you think of Poole, Andre Iguodala, all those dudes, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson. You start naming them off the bat. Who do you name other than Luka off the bat when it comes to the Dallas Mavericks?
Hall of Fame.
Not only that,
they have not done no dramatical changes. So
the Warriors have championship, and the Warriors have championship pedigree. You cannot deny that. They have it, bro. They have 3 years worth. You understand? So you got to give Jason Kidd needs to get the credit. You understand? You got to give it to him. He did the best he could with what he had, man.
Now,
who said that? Who's saying that Jason Kidd shouldn't get the credit or don't? I just heard people say that look. I agree that the Mavericks are not as good a team. I think that the Mavericks aren't as good a team for sure, but I mean they earn their right to get where they are, and they're still a young team, so they still have a long way to go before they actually have the type of pedigree like the Warriors. The Warriors got Hall of Fame worthy personnel.
Exactly, and to be honest with you, let's keep it 100. Now you see what Dallas did this year. Now, if they could kind of tweak that roster and get a decent player in there, I'll be honest with you, bro. They just had experience. You understand? So if they could be a hell of a team next year if they tweak it and get a good player in there. Hopefully, Luka learns now. All right, boom, I can't do it myself. And now you got Jason Kidd. So at the end of the day, if they tweak that roster up a little bit, man, Dallas could be a problem next year, man.
They know what they need. They know what they need, and they didn't have anybody to match up with certain personnel. Jordan Poole, Steph, Wiggins' ability to take them off the dribble. So they know they got their work cut out for them, and that was one of the reasons why they ended up having to play Dwight Powell in that last game, because they don't got the bigs that they have are not interior defenders. They don't got no kind of shot blocking, and the Warriors was getting to the paint all series. Pretty much whenever they wanted to. The one thing that's going to change, though, when they get to the finals, that's what I'm interested in hearing you guys' perspective on. All right, look, we could talk about the Heat. That series isn't over, but those guys are dead men walking already. I don't see the Heat beating the Celtics. I'm just being honest with you guys. When the Warriors get into the finals, and they're going to have to probably play against the Celtics, or even if it is the Heat, they are not going to be dominating these boards like they just did in a series against these Mavericks. That's going to change things a lot.
I'm going to keep it 100 with you. They're playing the Celtics. I'm going to call it. I'm keeping it 100.
There you go. I'm with you.
They're playing the Celtics. But one thing the Celtics have that the Dallas Mavericks didn't have is rim protection.
They got rim protection. They got bigs. They got size. They got rim protection, and they have athletic players.
People need to give Udoka his credit, man. I'm trying to tell you, bro. That man is a rookie head coach that's about to get his team to the finals. I don't understand why nobody don't want to give that man his credit, man.
And I think that Udoka is the heart of
bang up job himself.
I think that Udoka is the heart of that team, because when you see him coaching and you see him get fired up, like the team goes, his attitude, the team reflects his attitude. That's what I like about Udoka.
Every
quiz and
position is getting smoked on in the Warriors besides the point guard position. Shooting guard, power forward, small forward, center, they all getting smoked by Boston.
Hey, Quiz, what do you mean by Boston? Quiz and talent, that should be ashamed of yourselves.
Talk to me.
Ourselves for what? What are you talking about?
Dude, y'all, you can't call
Ray,
that.
You on that Jesse Jackson?
Bro, you cannot
let him finish. Let him make his point.
Bro, you cannot
I heard Rave when he came on and gave his first take. He's on that Jesse Jackson keep hope alive shit. I hope he
how's that keep hope alive? It's 3-2.
Listen, man, the Heater on one leg.
You keep hope alive.
Nah, but you gotta understand something about this.
So
you was on that type of energy when the Miami Heat was in front? So please, cut it out.
Now, I already called the Celtics. I said it was going to go 7. It's possible to go 7 games. It's either 6 or 7, but ultimately the Celtics will win.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine if you feel the Celtics going to win the series. But we're not about to just call it out on a competitive series. It's 3-2. Like,
Rave,
I get it. If it's 3-1,
listen, Rave. I hate to break it to you, Rave. You want to hear?
You listen. All right, you keep this up. There's one
Keep
thing
what
I
up?
know
Rave,
about Jimmy Butler, bro.
keep up.
Okay,
I mean, Rave is right, and they gotta respect the opponent. If Boston is thinking like the rest of us, they're gonna get killed tomorrow night. So I gotta give Rave his props.
All right, bro.
Celtics definitely
not thinking like that.
Keep it up, though.
over, but they're a dead man walking. That shit is about
All
over,
right.
bro.
You keep that up. You keep it up. You tell me that's Jimmy fucking Butler. You keep that
All
up.
right.
That's all I'm gonna say. Keep
Just
that
We can afford to be cavalier.
That's
They
a boy.
can't be.
That's Jimmy Butler. Let me respect that. Jimmy Butler is a man amongst men who plays both sides of the ball. Is one of the hardest workers in the NBA. If you want to count that shit out, that's on you. You keep that shit up.
Overrated. Rave, what you saying is accurate. But this game, though.
Just watch that,
I want
man.
that energy tomorrow. Cool.
Jimmy is
Rave, what you saying?
Look at it, Rave. You like numbers? Look at the numbers of Jimmy Butler the last 2 games he played.
You heard what I said.
Overrated,
You heard
injured.
what I said, though.
What's wrong with him?
I see tomorrow.
Rave, peep game though. All I'm trying to say is this though. Everything you're saying is accurate. It could go 7 games. Ultimately, I do believe the Celtics is gonna win, but I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, bro. If Jaylen Brown and Tatum come with their A game, and with Marcus Smart, if they all come with their A game, bro, it's, in my opinion, just my opinion, I really think it's over.
Yo, Ray, the Celtics gave up game 1. This series
The Heat aren't gonna lay down, but Ray, are you watching the series? Where are you at, bro? You ain't looking at the games?
What?
Bro, they're
You're watching every game.
Listen to me.
The Heat are in trouble right now.
It's
bro.
not every day,
Trouble.
okay? It's
Bro,
not
they
every day.
up game 1.
Nigga, Kyle Lowry played 25 fucking minutes with no assists and no points.
Because of that defense, the number 1 defense in the league.
Hold on.
The number 1 defense in the league.
Yes, I agreed on that. They improved on their defense, and that's why they're here who they are. Because
Kyle Lowry had
I agree. Okay, I agree. They lock niggas up, and it's not that easy. I agree on that part. Defense is my thing. That's why Lonzo's better than what a lot of people say, because defense is that important. I got that part. But what I'm telling you is that the execution was bad. The Miami Heat, their biggest, the most points was scored on the Miami Heat by a player was 18. The biggest person on the Celtics was 25. You can see the difference. Oh, what I read when it comes to the stat sheets, when I come from the analysis, when I watched the game, every single person on the Boston Celtics scored like a motherfucker. Miami Heat is literally 5 points, 2 points, 3 points. Nigga, that's a horrible execution, dog.
Ray,
that dude was 0 points in that game.
If you looked at the last 2 games that the Heat played, Jimmy Butler is struggling. There is something the matter, bro.
Yeah, he's hurt and he's tired. He's doing it all by himself, bro.
Nigga, I'm not
bad.
I'm not arguing. See, what y'all trying to argue me is how good the Celtics is and what they're all about. And I see that. I've been said that. I said the Celtics are formidable. They surprised me. Okay, that's cool.
How they
so what you're not about to do is what I'm telling you is I'm not, bro. I watched. Okay. You watched playoffs before. I watched playoffs before. The last time I checked, you don't call a fucking playoff series that's 3-2. It's over with. You're not supposed to go like that.
People made that mistake in the Milwaukee series. That's why I'm trying to be humble.
Listen, I called the Milwaukee series and they was down 3-2.
Bro, once again, you don't call it out like that, bro. Like you don't.
Bro, Eric Spoelstra is in the same.
If you feel like they're gonna win the series, if you feel the Celtics gonna win the series, I'm not knocking you from that.
I hope
the Celtics are doing their thing, but what I know about Jimmy Butler, bro, what I know about Jimmy Butler is Jimmy Butler ain't gonna let this shit go. Congratulations, you whooping his ass, but he ain't gonna let it go. Of all these freaking players that you call, you can look on the entertain TV. He gives it his all. He don't give a fuck about the social media, none of that talk. He about that life.
That's your opinion.
So come on, all right. You can count that motherfucker out. All you want to. All right, cool. Watch tomorrow. You call it. You do that.
Ray, all I'm saying is though, when you look at the Miami Heat roster, bro, you gotta understand something about their roster. Like Eric Spoelstra is just pulling people from all over the place. Udoka actually has a set team that he puts on the floor. You understand? Eric Spoelstra is reaching right now, bro.
Easy. Look, he even had to play Duncan Robinson. A dude.
Thank you. And I've been typing in the chat, like, where is he? Like, how did he get out of the rotation?
Heat's up there.
Okay.
Dex, we spoke about this.
You got it,
We
sir. You got
started.
it.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
So where I
Correct
stand.
me if I'm wrong.
No
He's
disrespect.
searching for offense, Rave. He's searching for offense. They don't have any offense, Rave. They're winning most of their games based on defense, and the Celtics have both offense and defense. But go ahead, brother. I apologize.
Okay.
That's my word. Miami played Warriors. I'm not even watching that shit.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That's
Correct me if I'm wrong. If you put an animal in a corner, what is it gonna do?
If the Manimal's the Heat, it's gonna die. You put that motherfucker in the corner, it's the Heat, it's gonna die.
All right, let's put it like this. That's a good question, but
one mic.
Answer the question. If you put an animal in a corner, what do you think you're gonna do?
It depends on the animal it is.
If I have a gun,
we ain't talking about no sheep, nigga.
if I have a gun, it's dead. Just put it like that. You understand? I'm just keeping it 100, bro.
All right.
It could go crazy all at once, but if I have a gun, it's dead.
I have a question. Okay. I have a question for you guys. I mean, the whole panel could chime in, but it's based on what Ray was saying. The Miami Heat.
That's it.
The Miami Heat had an advantage for Game 5, right?
I don't think so. I think they were banged up and tired, and it showed in Game 4.
So they couldn't get any cooperation from the crowd to pull them over.
What you said? Game 5? Wasn't they at TD Garden?
No, they was in Miami. Miami has had home court advantage in this series.
Oh, so they going back to Boston?
Yes, that's another thing.
Close out. Exactly.
That's another thing.
You got to think about it.
My point is this. So my point is this right here. If Miami was in a critical situation, it was Game 5. So that animal was already backed in the corner and it didn't respond. So what makes you think it might respond again for Game 6? Just ask him.
Bam Adebayo siding. You had Bam Adebayo went crazy, bro.
Because this game is a win or go home. Literally.
That's more pressure.
Like last game, like it was in the corner, like you said, they still could play another game. You're telling a guy, Jimmy Butler, who is very, very known to go off, work his very hardest. You have to do your thing or you're going home.
So they
His name is Jimmy, not Kobe.
All right, bro.
His name is Jimmy, not Kobe.
Ray, the vibes, Ray. I'm just trying to say, bro. From the way you talking is basically you trying to tell Jimmy to go all or nothing. What I'm telling you is you can't all or nothing. They definitely gonna get smoked.
Okay, no. What I'm telling you is, I don't know how many teams that went to the finish line thought they was going to win, and they didn't because that person crossed that finish line and they didn't, and because they felt like they got it in the bag. Y'all keep celebrating already. Y'all already popping the champagne. Y'all keep doing that.
Hold on.
They have not finished the finish line.
All of that.
You're right, Ray, because a lot of people had egg on their face from Milwaukee.
Hold on, bro.
You're right, Ray.
No. I understand what he's saying. Hold on, bro. I understand what Ray is saying, but what he's not understanding is what that Boston Celtics team has went through. And that goes from me bigging them up from the beginning. Man, them boys done been to the conference finals. They done been there, man.
Twice. 3 times now.
Probably more than that. Bro, probably said when Jason Tatum came in the league, 15? 16? How many Eastern Conference Finals that boy done been to?
Right.
Them boys been developed, man. They done been through it all. They know not to take this situation for granted.
Listen, I want to make a point to put this in perspective, all right? I feel you in theory, Rave, right? But Game 4, let's go back to Game 4, right? In Game 4, Jimmy Butler played one half of basketball. He didn't even have a good half of basketball, right? The Heat pulled that one off, and that was a game that the Celtics definitely should have won. The Celtics definitely should have won that game. They gave it away. The Heat held on. I think the Heat have already given their best punch, Rave. I've watched these games, man. They are walking on one leg right now, bro. I don't know what more they can do.
I agree with that as well.
That's all
But
I'm
you
trying
have
to
to
say.
respect your opponent.
Duncan Robinson is on. He's playing Duncan Robinson, bro. He's reaching. He's reaching.
This
And I think he should have been playing Duncan, but
Thank you. I agree. I don't even know how he got out of
he
the
shouldn't even have. They
rotation.
shouldn't even have waited to get down to this. They should have been playing Duncan.
Yo, and not only that, he doesn't even play Tyler Hero in critical moments, bro. And Tyler Hero is a playmaker. Let's keep it 100.
Ain't Hero injured?
And Hero's injured now. And Kyle
Bro.
Lowry is injured according to his play. And Jimmy Butler is injured according to his play. The last game, how many bunnies, how many mid-ranges did he miss? He was missing terribly last game.
I mean, Westbrooking.
I do not see Butler being no hero for the Miami Heat.
Okay.
His name is Jimmy, not Kobe.
I hear y'all. I get the point.
The Heat are just losing energy in this one, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Hey, just like you guys say, how much the Celtics work hard to get here and how they got there. The Heat did the same fucking thing. The Heat,
Good background
the
in
Heat, the Heat most definitely
ain't
worked their ass off and got the number one team in the East, with the East being very, very dominant compared to the West.
Yeah,
So,
but Ray, one thing you gotta remember something though. Yo, just remember.
Hold on, Miami only got 2 more wins than the Boston Celtics.
Sir. Okay, so I feel you, but who's number
53 and 29, 51 and 31.
Who's number 1 though?
31, 51
It don't matter who's number 1 though.
That's only by 2
It
wins.
don't matter. Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy?
Bro,
It don't matter.
You talking real
It don't
facts.
matter.
We talking real facts.
You can say, oh, listen, bro, I feel you. I feel you.
You saying all this, but it's only 2 wins.
Bro.
Out of 82 games,
bro,
and you got 2 more wins and you bragging?
It don't matter. It don't matter if they barely beat you. It don't matter if they beat you by a piece of hair. When they if they're the number 1 team in the East, they're the daddy.
And that's just like
that's
saying
your daddy.
I almost got the chip. Almost got the chip, but I didn't get it.
Hey, bro.
Who wins, bro?
Let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something, bro. This is the number 1 team in the East. This ain't the first round. This ain't the second round. You need to respect them. You keep thinking this is some sugar cakewalk for the rest of this series. You keep that up.
But you talking that, but Phoenix lost to Dallas.
You keep that up, bro.
Phoenix the number 1 team in the league. They lost to Dallas.
Keep hope alive, Jesse.
Can I be honest with y'all though? The reason why Miami was number 1 is because a lot of people forgot about it though, but there was a lot of COVID restrictions, bro. A lot of teams fell to that, bro. Like they got affected by that. You know what I'm saying? Especially the Nets. The Nets didn't even get a full season with their full roster. So there's a good chance. And the Nets went from number 1 right down to like number 7 or 8 or something like that in like a month, all off of COVID.
Every
you
team
understand?
has
You gotta
adversity, so I'm not saying that's the reason that the Heat got number 1, but they there, and right now, their trajectory, their momentum, their energy, I don't see it, bro. I'm trying to see it with you, Rave. I can't, homie. I can't.
I think Rave is just showing respect. I think that's what he's
Thank you,
always
bro.
doing.
That is the number 1 team in the East that is fighting you.
Then
not the first round.
The shit is
not
over.
The second round. Their series is 3-2. They're still on your necks.
Bro,
you have to finish up. I don't care. You have to go out there and finish up. Okay, I don't care, bro. You have
Milwaukee
to
versus
up,
Boston.
Right,
Milwaukee versus Boston.
Cool.
Everybody, there was a whole lot of cockiness and a whole lot of people had to eat their lunch.
I was
when
one of
Boston beat them.
I was one of them.
Thank you. A lot of people.
I'm trying to be humble too.
Take your foot off of that snake. Watch what happens, dog.
I was one of them.
Keep that foot off that
I'm
snake.
trying to be humble too. I feel just like Quiz, but I'm trying to be humble too.
Well, let's keep it 100. Do y'all think? Let me ask this question though: If Milwaukee had Middleton, do you think that Boston would have won that series? Still,
yeah,
different, for sure.
That's a fact. They would shut
I think
his ass
Boston still would have won.
We could debate on it. Unfortunately, Middleton wasn't there, so you know.
I'm just keeping it 100.
Time Lord wasn't there either. Time Lord wasn't there either.
That's true.
So y'all got to think about that. Like everything fell on, and Boston had their whole squad. You understand?
Nah,
so,
we didn't.
I mean, I ain't
time. We didn't have our starting center.
Nah, they didn't have Robert Williams.
Time Lord wasn't there.
Yeah.
Isn't he? You talking about that light skinned dude?
Nah, the starting center for the Boston Celtics, Robert Williams III.
Yeah, Robert Williams. Yeah.
Oh, with the dreads?
Yeah.
Piece for sure. You know what I mean? We wanted to see that or whatever. We see the Bucks definitely didn't have, that was a big part of the offense. But still, all respect goes to the Celtics.
Robert Williams is a bigger part of the defense more than fucking Middleton is to offense.
Second team All NBA.
But
Second team All NBA defense this year.
You got Giannis and Middleton. Giannis plays off of that dude too. It's a big thing. It's a big part of their team.
Right. I was about to say
ring also. Like, let's be real.
Middleton plays very well off of Giannis. So wherever you can say Robert Williams is more important, but they kind of both have huge importance. So whatever y'all want to say.
I love Robert.
It would have went the same way. That's what I said.
Honestly, that type of question can't be answered because we would have to see the game, man.
Right.
Better series.
You had to see that game.
It couldn't have been a better series, but that was a great series, man. That was the best series of the playoffs, period.
I think
it was. It was.
Man.
Dude, listen, bro. Like I said, some of you guys felt like the Celtics going to win the series against the Heat. I'm not putting you down. I agree. Celtics have surprised.
Jimmy Butler has just shouted out rave. Jimmy Butler had just shouted out rave.
Rave, this one's for you.
But Rave, I gotta give you credit though. Don't get it twisted. I do respect what you're saying. Don't get it twisted. It's not that I don't respect what you're saying. I just don't agree, but I do respect it.
Yeah, I respect what you're saying.
Y'all gotta understand. I'm coming from the multiple playoffs we all have watched. You get what I'm saying? This ain't the first round. This is not the second round. Just like y'all saying so much hard work for the Celtics and how they made it past these rounds. It's the same thing as the Heat. They're here. They worked hard. They were the number one team in the East. And there's one thing I will never take away. Jimmy Butler is one of the hardest working motherfuckers in the NBA as we speak today.
How many Heat games? Ray, how many Heat games have you watched?
Enough to respect Jimmy Butler.
I know you ain't been watching.
Enough to respect Jimmy Butler.
That's the reason why.
Enough to respect Jimmy Butler.
I watched the Boston
enough to respect Jimmy Butler.
Listen,
he watched 4 teamwork.
Play this whole season.
Enough to respect Jimmy Butler.
He watched 4 every time they played the Bulls.
I can say right now, I'm disappointed that they even fucking let Miami even win 2 games. I'm disappointed they even let them win 2 games. The hardest series they had should have been Milwaukee. They should have been sweeping everybody else. The way them boys play, they should have been sweeping everybody else. I'm fucking heated they even let them win game 1.
Rave, I'll put $100 on you that the Heat lose tomorrow.
Oh,
whoa. Don't do it, Quiz.
Sound like fighting words to me, Mike.
I'm straight with it. I'm not even a Celtics fan. I already
Vegas is playing a lot of tricks out here, Quiz. You know that they ain't talking no money talk.
That's called put your money where your mouth is, Ray.
I'm willing to put money on that animal in the corner.
That's called put your money where your
I put my money on that animal.
Okay, for one talent, I am in record to have paid put my money where my mouth is.
I'm just saying that's
now, what's your name? Quiz. You're funny. You finally putting some money up here, huh? That's what we're gonna do?
I never looked.
Change the whole context with that.
Okay, I'm not gonna do 100 because
why not?
He's not my favorite team. Hold on.
Hey, Quiz, you know how many passengers Ray have to pick up to cover that 100?
No.
That nigga will be driving all day. Shit.
It's all right. It's all right.
Hold up. Don't come at me as if I'm saying I'm not going to put money in. I'm saying I only put $100 for my favorite teams. Miami Heat, you gotta be. You
Butler fan, not a Heat.
Why would you put 100 up? Why would you bet 100 on a team?
Nah, y'all trying to have Rave out here driving reckless, man. We try to cover that 100. Putting passengers at risk.
He's not a Heat fan. He's a Jimmy Butler fan. That's it.
Sir, I'm not a neither fan.
So why you
neither?
Don't do that. Don't do it, Quiz.
Bro, just because I say something good about someone don't make me a fan.
Hey.
I want to lose $100.
Bro, nigga, I don't care. I put money up. I lost $57 to Dex. He'll tell you.
So you threw a hat on real quick.
I lost $50-some a day.
It's all right.
But you're not about to make me put up 100 on a team I don't give a flying fuck about.
Hey, Quiz, don't entice Ray. Please don't entice him. He's gonna put these passengers at risk trying to cover that 100, man.
Got you a little something.
That nigga listen.
Go back to the corner.
Quit just called your bluff, bro.
Nigga, put 100 on the team I don't give a damn.
We can do it like shit.
He backed all the way out. He said, I ain't even a fan.
If it was Lonzo or the Bulls, I'd put 100 up. No damn Miami Heat.
I'll be honest with you, man. How I feel like the Heat, they ass bust by 20, to be honest with you.
Yo, Dex.
Yes.
You there, Dex?
Okay,
yeah, I'm here.
They got the Golden State Warriors a minus 160.
I might have had my hand over the microphone.
Wow.
You're experimenting.
Boston Celtics.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Go ahead.
Golden State Warriors is a minus 160. Boston Celtics is a plus 140. The Miami Heat is a plus
really good at that stuff. She wants to go to
2,600
school while she's finishing high school.
Yes.
Dang, they got the worst odds.
Whoever's on the phone got to mute up, man.
Yeah, that's Zen.
Graduating a year early, wants to go to cosmetology.
I don't know. Zen is falling asleep at the handle.
He's over there G-macking.
Oh, I got it. Hey, listen. Listen, teamwork. Once you put like 100 on Miami just on the strength.
Oh nah, I told you. I thought Boston should have got them out of here. They shouldn't even let them win 2 games. I thought Miami really only deserved 1 win. That game 1, I don't know what the fuck happened in that third quarter. That shit seemed crazy to me.
Okay, quiz. Okay,
I never bet against the Celtics right now.
Okay,
not this season.
I'm going to put 100 on Miami. I'm putting 100 on Miami to win it all. Just to see. Yeah, that's what the odds are, right? Win it all, right?
Quiz.
Go ahead.
Hold on, you guys. We talking for a second. Hold on.
That's because Dex is a real gambler. He like shit. $100, shit. Fuck it.
Money. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying that I'm trying to get the odds right. You and Quiz can always make a bet in the private chat or whatever. But listen,
bet 100, you'll win 2,600.
Thank you.
Y'all talking about what are y'all going on? DraftKings or some shit? What y'all getting?
FanDuel.
Yeah, y'all talking about FanDuel shit.
Huh?
That shit's public. Vegas odds, right? We're talking Vegas odds.
Yeah.
They go off of Vegas odds. They go off Vegas odds, yeah.
Them odds is real.
Right.
They go off Vegas odds. FanDuel, Caesar, what's that other one? DraftKings. Most of them go off Vegas odds. Every now and then it might move a little, but not too far from what Vegas got it at.
That's a fact.
Now I feel you on that, but that ain't going nowhere. Rave, what's up? What you talking about, Rave?
Okay, Quiz. I've never done a bet.
Man, y'all acting real selfish right now.
I've not done no bet with you. So I'm gonna do a
Quiz think he got a sucker bet.
Okay, Quiz, we're gonna do a friendly soft bet because I've never done a bet with you, and this ain't my favorite teams. So we're gonna do a friendly bet, bro. We can do $15.
15.
Drop you 15 if you drop 15. I think Miami Heat will win that game.
15.
I'll take that bet.
$15 to help you out, Ray.
Listen, like I said, this ain't the Miami Heat. This ain't my team.
Bet.
If 15 out, Ray,
nigga, nigga, I'm not putting no big money on the team I don't give a damn about.
That's on the game or the series?
No, the game, just one game. Tomorrow.
Is you accepting all
that?
Game
6.
I'll take
tomorrow.
15, Ray.
Tomorrow. If the Miami
that means Ray
lose,
deep down, even you know what's up.
I could order some
Is you accepting all bets?
You said what, talent?
Hold up, bro.
I said if you only putting it on game 6, that means deep down you kind of know what's up.
Hold on,
no, I don't. No, bro, this ain't my
team. Let them get their bet straight. Go ahead, Quiz and Ray, do your thing.
Yeah, Rave, he countered with $15, and you know what I mean. I'm down for doing the poor man's economy bet if that's what you.
Oh my God!
I'm feeling a little bit more confident about it. You sounded real confident when you was talking about your Jimmy Butler rant that you was going on.
I feel you, but nigga, once again, the biggest money I've ever put on, which I have put big money on, that's the team that's my team. Why would I put big money on a damn Miami Heat team?
Right.
I watch maybe.
Hold on 1 second, guys. You guys, are your bets locked in?
He's
No,
locked.
it's not because
He came with the offer. It is what it is. I got no.
Because teamwork won a bet also. Teamwork won a bet, right?
Yes, sir.
Teamwork.
Yes, sir.
Teamwork. What's the odds for tomorrow game?
Oh, for tomorrow's game? All right, hold on. Let me check on it. I got you right now, bro.
Because I'm liking Miami for some reason.
Boston is a minus 1250, and Miami is a plus 750.
Okay. No. I'm talking about the spread, not the money line.
My fault. I'm lying. Tomorrow's game, Miami Heat is a plus 320, and Boston.
No, that's the money line.
Oh, all right. It's a plus 8.5.
Okay, you want to give me the 8.5?
Oh, what for the game?
Yeah, you give me that 8.5. We can make a bet. I'll take Miami on the road against Boston. Miami crawling to the finish line. I think I'll take Miami, and you give me those same odds. The 8.5.
Straight money line. I'm straight money line, baby. I don't do point spreads.
Oh, okay.
I never bet point spreads.
Got you.
Only thing I bet on is straight line.
You need to do a gambling seminar up in here, Dex.
Well, we used to do it a little bit before the stream started, you know what I mean? But a lot of people, they didn't want to win no money early in the season when I was calling out Bulls and Hornets and Cleveland Cavaliers. You know, a lot of people missed out on that jackpot. I'll tell you that.
You know why, Dex? I stopped doing the point spread is because whenever a team is up, they could be up by 15, 16. There could be 2 minutes left and then one team up by 16. Then they take their starters out. The next thing you know, they start letting them start shooting. And next thing you know, they only win by 7.
Right. That's called a backdoor cover.
Yeah, that's the reason why I never do point spread no more.
I got you. That have bitten me many a time, especially in football. Oh my God, it used to kill me in football. But yeah, that's called a backdoor cover. So okay, well, nobody want to bet me with my situation. So are you guys good, Quiz? Or we can move on?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. And I hope that he do win.
Wait.
Now,
You want to do that bet for real?
And I believe
you don't want to do it. You let me know, Rave. I don't want to pressure you into making a bet you don't feel comfortable. Maybe you're not even a gambler. You know what I mean?
I'm not a gambler, but I mean, I'm not a gambler, but I'm a man of my word. You feel me?
Yeah, I'm just letting you know how confident I am that the Heat's on one leg. I love basketball.
And Ray, you was talking about Kyle Lowry scoring 0 points. He's not a big scorer.
Teamwork.
Yeah, he's not a big scorer, bro. I
Kyle Lowry can score. He could definitely do better than that.
He can do better than Ray. He can do better than
that. But Kyle Lowry, listen, he's
injured, man.
How much is he averaging, man? You got me.
Listen. Let's be real, right? Zen was the one who said this, and I agreed with him a few days ago. The Heat are hurt, bro. The Heat are hurt. These dudes, it's not like these dudes is playing terrible just because they playing terrible. These dudes is not healthy. These dudes is hurt.
That's a friendly wager.
Ain't no excuses, man. Even Jimmy said that himself.
As I was gonna say, I mean, I already said
Lowry is averaging 13.4 a game. He's not averaging big amount of points a game.
Right.
That's all I'm expecting, really.
Yeah, but he still scored
12, 13 points from
bro. But he still scored 0 points and 0 assists. Still bad. Bro, 30 minutes of 0 points, 0 assists, and 1 rebound. That's bad.
I know that he going to choke.
That's bad, bro. There's nothing you can explain,
bro. Not to cut you off. You know when I gave up on Miami when they made it to the finals in the bubble and they got swept. That's when I gave up on them, bro. I like Miami, but I don't believe in. Listen, come on, man. You don't make it all the way there, then you get swept by LA.
Well, in all fairness, this is a new year. This is different.
All right, Quiz.
What's good?
I'm locking in on a friendly wager, $10 bet.
We good. You keep on backing up, bro. whatever you want to do, at this point, bro. This nigga gonna say, "Please, I'm locking in 75 cents. That's my final offer."
No, but I'm officially locking in though.
All right, it's cool, man. You got no if the Heat win, you know what I mean. I got you. Just send me the Cash App, and you good.
Okay, if the Celtics win, send me a Cash App. I'll send it to you, bro.
It is what it is, man. I ain't tripping.
Bro, I'm serious. Listen, I'm telling you. Listen, hold up. Okay, quiz, bro. Rave Kingdom. All right, listen, Rave Kingdom. His name is good here.
You got you. I got
all my bets I've made. I paid up. Even next $50 I did.
You went from $15 to $10.
40, I think.
Bro, it's all good. We'll rock.
Come on, I got you.
We'll lean with it and rock with it on a 10. It's friendly. Hey,
it's
but
friendly bet.
It
ain't my favorite team.
In all realness, no. The Celtics are smelling that blood right now, bro. And I know that the Heat are Warriors or whatever, but the Celtics smelling that blood right now, bro.
All right, so I just want your take, Rave. Let's say Miami do make it, and what chance do you see them beating the Warriors? Do they even have a chance?
I don't have a winner in this. I just see how it goes. The only reason I'm saying Miami Heat, you can't give up on them because look what you just said. They say the Miami Heat wins. That just explains my entire argument for the Heat. Jimmy Butler is one of the hardest working players in the league, and they are the number one team in the East, and they do have their own defense as well. Let's not forget they play defense too, but they just got to execute it right. And why they've been losing? Because their execution has been bad lately. So if they start executing right again, then they can give the Celtics a good game again. So hopefully tomorrow the Heat go out there, execute correctly, and let Jimmy Butler lead the correct way, and they do their thing and not let the Boston Celtics just go off and whip their ass out there. That's the only reason I'm saying I'm not going to give up on a Miami Heat who's known for playing defense, just like the Celtics, who are playing amazing defense. And the Heat is one of those who play defense and are very competitive. That's all I'm saying.
I respect what you're saying, but just for me, I respect exactly what you're saying. I understand, bro. But just for me watching the Celtics, bro, only ones who can mess this game up is the Boston Celtics for themselves. Bro, I'm only saying that because I watched them play throughout the whole year, bro. No defense is good enough for them. Once they in their bag, they in their bag.
I feel you.
No defense.
Yeah, no. Not a disrespect to the Heat, though, Rave. I don't want you to think that I'm being disrespectful to the Heat. I respect the Heat. I'm not even a Heat fan. I'm not even a Celtics fan. But just looking at this, they're on the ropes bad right now. They're on the ropes real bad.
Or even if they would have been up 3-2, I would have still had my money on Boston. Because they that good.
Check it. In game 4, the Heat had a lollipop. And I'm going to be honest with you. Jimmy Butler didn't come back the second half. The Celtics didn't play. The Celtics gave that one away. They should have finished executing that comeback. And I don't know what happened to them at particular points. They really had no business losing to the Heat in that game. I felt as though that was one of the Heat's best punches that they gave. Their whole team played. Everybody played well in that game for the Heat when it came down to it. And they didn't have their stars and nobody really out there. So, you know, I really don't know what more that they could really do. You know what I mean? Unless, you know what I mean? Like, Jimmy better take that shot. He better take that shot. Kyle better take one of them motherfuckers too. They better get one of them. Somebody better do some channeling Steph Curry or Ray Allen or somebody. They got their work cut out for them. And look, I'll tell you right now, Robert Williams ain't playing with their asses at all. So Bam better get his don't get hit 3 times tomorrow.
I just feel where the Heat is losing at is that they can't find a consistent. Damn, I'm chippy over here. My fault. But they can't find a consistent team to put on the floor for offense, man.
All right, Rave. Peace out, bro. Dex got the Celtics.
Before you go, I want to say something. You guys do know if Miami win tomorrow, the last game is in Miami, right?
Yes, sir.
You ain't scared.
Yes, sir.
We ain't scared. We beat Milwaukee. We beat Milwaukee. It's over.
I'll be honest. From what I've seen in this series, Marvin, even if the Heat game 6, that's why I say they're walking. They're gonna fold. They're gonna fold before the.
Okay.
The Heat are reaching. Look what they're doing, Marvin. You follow basketball closely. The Heat are in every direction that they could reach. Celtics sticking to the game plan program.
Yeah. Is Hero playing tomorrow?
I really hope so because they really need him now. If like that's what needs to happen. They need to give Jimmy the shot. They got to get Kyle a shot, and Hero got to come back. But if Hero even does come back, what was his injury anyway, Marvin?
I think he got a groin.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel as though Zen said it best a couple of days ago when he, and I didn't even know to confirm all of this, but I felt as though he was right. I feel as though the Heat are just, right now they're just too banged up. And I mean, I think that if Oladipo could be Oladipo from back in the days, but that ain't fixing to happen because the problem what they're having right now is they having a bunch of issues finding productivity offensively against this good defense. Their mid-range shots are really, I mean, if you look at them, their mid-range shots are really bad, not good, to be honest with you. Oladipo's not consistent mid-range. Jimmy has not been consistent mid-range these last couple of games. Ever since Robin Williams came back, Bam's been struggling. They missed a lot of layups and all of that stuff. Their body language offensively, man, they're reaching. They're reaching for everything. And I know that because they're playing Duncan Robinson now. And like I said, they should have been playing him, but I knew that Strauss and who's the other one? Gabe Vincent, like those dudes is cool, but those dudes ain't scaring nobody.
Well, you got to play Duncan Robinson now because Hero was hurt.
Yeah, I mean, they got to play Duncan Robinson now, but I think that they would have probably would have hoped their cause especially going into this series. I mean, it does something to a player's confidence when they third string couldn't find no minutes for him at any point in the Heat rotation.
What you just said is golden, bro.
Yeah, it's true. Like
golden.
That shit hurt him. That was a starter for them for multiple years. Like this dude. They went to the playoffs, and you got the dude like third stringing it. You know what I mean? Like in games when they was winning, he wasn't even touching the court. You know what I mean? Like looking around, like, damn, coach, what I gotta do to get in the damn game? Now you need him.
Yeah, they back against the wall. That's for sure.
Excellent point.
And I'll be honest with you, Duncan Robinson, man, I've been following the Heat for years, man. Duncan Robinson isn't a terrible player. He may be a little bit deficient defensively. I will agree on that. But the Heat have tons of defensive personnel. But you can't tell me that Gabe Vincent or Matt Strauss they're that much better than Duncan Robinson. They're really better than him. Like, how much are they better than that guy?
Yo, Quiz, thank you, man. Thank you, brother. I don't even know how he got out the rotation, my guy.
I mean, I trust Spo. I know Spo knows better than me. I mean, you know what I mean? But hot damn, bro. Like, this dude got value.
But the future was Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson with Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo.
Right.
So for you to just totally just wipe the slate with that roster right there, I don't know, bro. Something had to happen behind the scenes. That's all I can say.
I don't know, man. Maybe Duncan Robinson started messing with Spo's daughter or something like that. I don't know, but it's been pretty dramatic. Whatever happened.
No, he had 3 bad games against Philly.
He wasn't barely playing. He didn't play in the first series.
He played the first two games in Philly, and the second game he didn't shoot well, so
He was
supposed to
already
bench.
not by that point, Marvin. In the first series that the he played, he didn't play at all. He logged no minutes in the first series. In the Sixers series, I don't even know if he played. I don't even know if he was starting or if they just spot played him at points or whatever. Because remember, in some of those games, was blowouts with the Sixers, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when he played or when he didn't play, but I know that Duncan Robinson hasn't been starting, and he really hasn't got many minutes. You know what I mean, in the playoffs from what I've seen until this series, and he only got in the game blowout. It was down by 20 to 30. Then he put him on, and he played all right.
Yeah, he tried. He tried. You got to give it to him. He played with energy when he did that. Damn, why everybody so chippy, man?
Yeah, and the thing about the Heat is that they really need, and that's one dude that actually can bring you something.
Right, Chippy.
Him now, you know, even the way they're using him now, it's like he's like third or fourth option.
That's somebody got to mute their mic.
No, it's not me, but
yeah, nah, it's not true. It's not true. I can hear you clearly.
Well, anyway, it's late, fellas. I'm about to hop off of here anyway. Catch up with you guys tomorrow. Shout out to Flight Sports TV, the machine, and looking forward to chopping up with you fellas tomorrow from around.
All right, bro.
Yo, salute to you, bro. Yeah, I'm about to hop off too, man. Salute to the panel. Definitely, Flight. I appreciate you for letting me on your panel. Definitely, and you're doing some good work. Continue with your good work, man. Hashtag no days off, man. I catch y'all tomorrow. You heard?
You're ready, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yo, Flight, you there, Flight?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I'm here. So I was letting you guys go ahead and do y'all thing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here, and shout out to you, Teamwork, for hanging on a string. And most definitely, like I said earlier, hey, look, you called it. I don't know if you called it majestically or you called it just to be opposite of everybody else on the panel. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, bro. One thing I've been preaching since I first came on Flight Sports TV is, bro, I'm not biased. The one thing about me is, listen, I call it as I see it. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit, and I might give somebody a little credit, maybe a little more than others. But listen, one thing about me is I'm not biased. I'm not going to say I think somebody's nice and they're not nice. I'm not going to say I think this guy has potential and I don't think he has potential. Or just because I like the Knicks, I'm going to say, oh, they're going to win the championship. Or, they're going to beat the number one team. Or, listen, I've been watching the Boston Celtics for years, bro. And especially since they got Horford back, I already knew it was going to be something special with them. I already know Tatum is and this is, matter of fact, I think this is how it started. Before the season started, somebody started mentioning something about Jason Tatum, and then I'm like, oh, so what about Jaylen Brown? Like, oh, we just forgot about Jaylen Brown now? Because listen, in my opinion, I think Jaylen Brown is the key to the team also. They wouldn't have their success without Jaylen Brown.
Of course, because they see Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown come as a duel, just as how Kyrie and Durant. You follow what I'm saying? They're coming as a duel, and we had the upswing of the Chicago Bulls, where you had also a dynamic duel who was responsible for 67% of the Chicago Bulls points, and DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine. So you have these type of backcourt duels in the NBA that is spectacular, as you got the Golden State Warriors, who have now entered into the NBA Finals, and they're just awaiting their opponent between Boston and Miami. You have a duel there as well with Curry and Clay. So anywhere in the league that you have a duel, and they just beat a duel with Bronson and Luka, and they also beat another duel with Ja Morant and Desmond Bain. So this is what make the NBA such a fantastic sport, because you see those some duels win, some duels lose. Like I said, DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, that duel lost. Chris Paul and Devin Booker, that duel lost, and it goes on and on and on, et cetera, et cetera. But that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown duel is young, it's tenacious, it's formidable, and to some extent, some think it's fantastic because they have a long, long way to go in the NBA, and at least three years left to even reach their pinnacle. Because I don't even think they're in their prime; they're still in their puppy years. So when that duo reach their prime in about 3 more years, when they're about 27, 28.
Like 24, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're very young. And right now they're fantastic at what they do. And they're learning the game as they go. And that's why I'm glad they have a young coach. This is why I keep saying Mike D'Antoni could be the worst thing that ever happens to LaMelo. This is just my opinion. I know it's not a popular opinion because a lot of LaMelo-holics want LaMelo just to run like a gazelle and just get up all the points they want like a 2K game. You follow what I'm saying? And he's not developing other aspect of his game during the season. Yes, you can work on your game outside the season, but in season, you want to still be able to work on your game as well. You want to be up under a toolage that will help you expand your game and your knowledge within a season. So it's fair. If you work on your game outside the season, yes, it's cool, but it's not necessarily all the way fair because the speed is different. You know what I'm saying? Because basically when you work on your game outside the season in training, it's basically you're trying to develop muscle memory. So when you get into the game, no matter how fast or how slow you play, your muscle memory will kick in, and it just be more reactionary than thought. You feel me? So Mike D'Antoni, if you look at the guards that he have coached, yeah, they put up some tremendous numbers. Yes, they made MVP and things of that nature. But that's as far as it went. We want to be able to crown one of these young brothers, whether it's Lonzo or whether it's LaMelo. You understand what I'm saying? Or whether it's LiAngelo. We want to be able to crown them because that's the ultimate accolades in basketball. Get a championship. And the second most accolade in basketball is to become a Hall of Famer. Get a championship and play hard enough and keep your statistics up enough where you can become a Hall of Famer and you can wear that fame jacket. So that's why I say to myself, I don't like D'Antoni. He's an older guy. Sometimes, that old gatekeepers of the NBA, they don't relate to these younger players. They can't resonate with these younger players because they can't control these younger players. And that's a problem with a lot of these coaches because a lot of them come here on control because most of them didn't have any athleticism. Only thing they had was they so-called brain power. And so they feel that their brain power is superior over these young men' athleticism. And that's where the conflict begins with a lot of these coaches. And so I think D'Antoni time has passed. I'm not saying that his system has passed, but I think him as an individual amongst these young kids coming up, that has passed. So I would love for LaMelo to be shaped and fashioned within the game, you know what I'm saying? Within the game of basketball to of the likes of those players that we're naming today, these young players that have the keys to their franchise, but at the same time, there's some restriction. There's not just a wild, wild west out there. You feel me?
Go ahead, my fault.
Yeah, so therefore it could be structured to his game. And see, then this would make Magic, and this would make Bird, and this would made Isaiah. I'm talking about the OG Isaiah Thompson, and this would made Mike. I'm talking about Michael Jordan, and this would made other players of that ilk so great. even the Karl Malones of the world. So great because they had game now. Tim Duncan, they had game, but within their game, there was structure. It just wasn't willy-nilly. You know what I'm saying? It was structured because the ultimate goal was to become a champion, not to become a stat leader. And that's where you get the Tracy McGrady's. That's where you get the James Hardens of the world. That's where you get the even to some extent. What's his name? Vince Carter. You know what I'm saying? Just because to some extent, Vince Carter, because at one time he was on Toronto where he could just do anything he wanted, but he couldn't win. He couldn't get past the first round.
Right.
You feel me? Only really Allen Iverson was the guy who could basically do anything he wanted, but he still had conflict with Larry Brown, though. You know, it still was a rough ride. You know what I'm saying? It was a tug of war all the way through. But still, on the court, he was still basically able to do what he wanted to get, and he still made the championship. But he didn't, he didn't get over the hump. So I don't want that for LaMelo Ball. I want him to have a coach that can get him to a championship, can get him some rings, and still LaMelo Ball is so talented that he can still get stats. He can still stuff the stat sheet. You feel what I'm saying? And when I heard somebody say today about the Dallas Mavericks teamwork, that the Dallas Mavericks with Luka, they tasted something. And once you get a taste of it, you know what I mean? If you that guy, you're gonna want more.
Yeah.
So he got a taste of it, and listen, he got a taste of it being more structured than he have ever been under Rick Carlisle. And Rick Carlisle's a championship coach.
Facts.
So that's what I want from LaMelo. I don't want him just running around getting stats, we cheering, and then, oh yeah, Melo's like that. He the best. He this and that. But at the same time, his game is fractionalized. And we don't want his game to be fractionalized. We want him to have a whole game, like his pops was saying. You follow what I'm saying? He wants him to be a well-rounded champion. And that's what we want to see with LaMelo. That's what we want to see with Lonzo. That's what we want to see with LiAngelo. Not just running up and down the court, getting stats, having us cheer, and then at the end, when it comes time for it, they don't get over the hump, and then now you're upset again. You feel like throwing up all your food. You feel like barfing. You know what I mean? You just sick of watching basketball because you're setting yourself up for failure. So that's why I wouldn't want D'Antoni to be his coach. I want somebody that's eager to win, not just happy to be there.
Right. Same here. Same here, bro.
And that's important because when you look, because you can look at the New Orleans Pelicans, right? When you look at the New Orleans Pelicans, you can tell they're putting that train on the right track. When they had Alvin Gentry, it was very free-flowing. Guys getting their stats. Anthony Davis getting his stats. Drew Holiday's getting his stats. So everybody's looking good. Even to some extent, Frank Jackson. Frank Jackson was looking good. It was like, should Frank Jackson start over Alonzo? Should Frank Jackson get his extension with the Pelicans? You follow what I'm saying? Nico, what's his name? Nico Millie? Kendrick Williams, a lot of these guys was looking pretty decent. Etwan Moore, you feel me? Because it's basically free flowing, and it was a facsimile of a D'Antoni offense because there's a relation between Gentry and D'Antoni. You feel me? With the Phoenix situation. So, but they could never really get over the hump. They won one playoff series, and that's it. That's not what you want. And that what drove Anthony Davis out of there. That's what drove Drew Holiday out of there. And that's what almost drove Zion Williamson out of there. So with the incoming of a Willie Green.
Drew Holiday was on the Pelicans.
Yes, sir. And with the incoming of a Willie Green, it changed the whole scope of their vision. It changed the atmosphere. It brought a new culture. It brought some type of toughness, some type of manhood, and some type of focus into that God poverty-stricken organization. So now it looks like something that you want to see. With the rise of Brandon Ingram, especially in these playoffs playing against the number one seeded, the Phoenix Suns, what he done with the acquisition of C.J. McCullough, how that team was on the brinks of elimination during the regular season and might not make the play-in game, that he brought a spark to them and gave them the sense of hope of we can. So Valanciunas with the toughness, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, Dex.
Yes. Say that again.
You on Instagram?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram.
Yeah, we're about to get up out of here.
Hold on, flight. That's why I want yo. All right, give me an Instagram and one more thing. I wanted to tell you one more thing. What's your Instagram first? Hold on, flight. 1 second.
I'm gonna spell it to you.
All right, I'm ready.
D. E. N. A. D. E. X 68. Dina Dex 68.
All right, I got you. And one more thing, I got you, Dex. I'm about to add you now. One more thing, about my Boston Celtics. I just want you to go on YouTube if you get a chance and just type in Jason Tatum gets very honest. I just want you to watch that video, and that's why I know my boy is definitely going to win. And you just going to just see it. It's not a long video. It's probably about 6-7 minutes. But
okay.
I just want you to just watch, just from from my perspective of being.
Is that the JJ Redick podcast?
That's a fact.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm familiar with that. Yeah, I will watch.
Jason Tatum gets very honest about why the Celtics didn't win the 2019 Celtics didn't work, and just listen to what he said, and about his perspective being on the team with Kyrie Irving,
right? And, Gordon Hayward.
Gordon Hayward.
Terry Rozier. Yep.
And he mentions Terry Rozier too. He's like, yo, that's what JJ Redick asked him. Like, yo, don't you miss that dude? He's like, yeah, man. But yeah, I ain't gonna hold you up. But yeah, just watch that, please, for me. Just watch that for me, and then we'll talk tomorrow. And just
most definitely, I'll watch
Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.